Last time on Beast World, the crew of the Astral Pack returned to the fabled Bristle Inn, where the group originally formed and found each other through a rare encounter with the dungeon. Some of the party partake in some early drinking while they discuss what their plans are for Arneria. There's talk of trying to find the Brotherhood in the Sakis Cliffs, as well as visiting Vanya's family in the Causeway. Iset and Vanya take note of an Arnarian-dressed brethren woman at a table by herself in the tavern, but choose to ignore her presence for the time being. While here, the group bump into Sonya, who happened to be staying at the inn at the time during her travels. Apparently the young witch is headed south towards Port Strega, where witchcraft is a cultural norm there. The crew doesn't spend much more time at the inn, but before they leave, Glenn asks them to sign one of the books, denoting their presence here as is tradition for the inn to keep logs, dating back over 1,000 years of guests. Charlotte notices the book seems to have a time echo, and without warning the party, touches the book to absorb the lost memory. Her vision pulls her to a time far back as countless faceless guests signed the book, but the vision pulls to a stop to an unknown time, possibly several years ago, where Matteo Kalos, the advisor to Berendi Torsten, once stayed at the inn, wearing more plain traditional clothings, but still missing his antlers. The vision confuses Charlotte and the party for a moment, who search for Matteo's signature in the book, but are unable to locate it for the time being. The crew decide to pack that away for now and begin their journey towards Soursport. On their way there, during the night, Vanya is awoken by the howl of a wolf and sees one by its lonesome at the edge of the forest. She does her best to keep her eyes trained on it while she awakens the others, but it eventually disappears from sight. The crew arrive the next day at Soursport, where they stock up on a healthy amount of potions in case they need them in the future. While here, Iset notices the Brethren woman from the Bristle Inn is tailing them. Vanya swoops around and catches her by surprise, and starts to inquire into her purpose following the group. She identifies herself as Kira of the Brotherhood. She follows Vanya back to the wagon, where she explains she was trained to keep an eye out for Silverclaw movements, gesturing in Ignatius' direction. She also reveals the report from the surviving Brethren raiders, who identify Iggy as one of the protecting convoy members up north, which led to the death of several Brotherhood members. Kira says that they can set up a meeting with Baptiste if they can help the Brotherhood locate the feral prison hidden somewhere in the Beylik. She mentions that a woman named Tessa is currently looking for the prison and might be the party's best bet if they can find her. Once settled, the crew decide to look for a legitimate dungeon lead to help them get past the gates of Fort Tyreon. Finding a quaint Delver tavern below the causeway, where they meet the dungeon scout Tonto, who offers them a lead to a dungeon hidden beneath the sands near Kazmek Vikuzmek. He also mentions they can turn the lead in to his brother Kanto in the Kazmak. Once through the fort, Aspen decides they want some obsidian to craft with and find a somewhat shady seller who sells several strange obsidian-like objects, which the crew later discover have some form of desiccated property to. And if I recall correctly, that was immediately where we left off last.
Ain't it
Yeah.
fine?
Very normal obsidian spheres we found. So, like, if we crack one open, bad things are gonna happen, right?
Probably.
Probably.
I was here for the end of the
That's
session too.
It isn't exactly going to open until it's ready on its own.
Yeah, they're gonna
Talking about it like it's an egg.
Of a sort.
I mean, we can find out if it is an egg by just dropping it
Investigate.
from the second floor of a building.
But you said the dagger was giving up the same energy, so
Maybe the dagger's an egg. I don't know. It's magic.
I could sit on it.
Is that how you do births up there?
It's probably.
Well, no, but like Katarina sits on her eggs.
But it's not a
I
bear
think we
thing.
should put it in a box.
No, I think Aspen's onto something.
I will also remind that the I think it was 3 obsidian quote orbs have been stashed away in the bag of holding.
I gotta be honest, I don't like having those things in the bag of holding. I won't lie.
We need a crate or something with a lock on it.
Something with a lock would be ideal, yes.
Something with a lock, and preferably, I'm going off memory here, but lead line for anti-magic chicanery.
Oh, that's going to be costly.
Oh no.
Lead.
All that gold we don't have.
Yeah, I think money's not an issue for our party.
So we get some lead line boxes, we put a nice lock on it, and then we have 3 mystery obsidian egg things in our possession that we need to worry about.
Is it lead or silver that's anti-magic?
Lead.
Do both. Why not?
Lead.
Okay. I don't know.
We get an electrum lined box.
No, that's stupid.
Who the hell uses
It's just
electrum?
expensive.
Well, let's get this box before we leave, I guess.
Couldn't be too hard. It's just box, and then maybe you get a smith and some lead sheets and bang them into place.
I think it's kind of common practice to keep some things in lead boxes anyway, right? So
Yeah, specialty magic store might have them. And we are kind of in a trade place, Fort Toweron.
let's have a look.
All right, searching for any form of lead-based lock boxes. Then.
Yeah, big enough for all 3, hopefully.
Okay. They were decently sized. I want to say they are probably like looking at my hand, trying to like visualize it, but I'm trying to figure out what actual object fits that size. Because like it's not a baseball. They're bigger than a baseball. I'd say probably like twice the size of a baseball,
Like
but
a
not
bowling
as big
ball
as
or something?
2 baseballs.
but not as big as like a bowling ball. So
Like a cantaloupe or something, like a small melon.
Grapefruit.
that's probably a decent size for it. yeah.
Dodgeball of quote-unquote obsidian.
Wait, Dragon Ball sized. There you go.
Ah, there you go.
Okay. Give me investigation checks.
Yeah, sure, I'll help these bozos.
Wow.
Appreciated.
Oblivious.
That's tough, spooky green dice. That's tough. I saw it slowly roll onto that.
I was seeing some like high rolls on the dice, but then like low modifiers. So I was like, oh, some people are gonna do a little bit better than a set. No, it's just a ski.
No.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you are moving through the causeway, still within the fort's range, Iset, Vegas, and Aski, you do eventually locate more of a local blacksmith that is selling various wares to people that are passing by on the causeway, making their way further towards the Batyan. This would be the most likely place for you to find a lead-lined box.
Well, time to approach the van and ask for one, I guess.
Alright.
Let's see what else there is to do here.
Okay. So who's approaching the blacksmith?
Shucks.
Y'all, I guess.
I guess I may as well do the talking.
I could be the barterer of all time again.
Just don't call this one a bitch, okay?
But what if it worked this time?
Okay.
No, but if
Fuck
Zet
you.
wants to do it, go for it.
Fuck you for Tower On. If you're dumb enough to buy new boxes, we get you're dumb and big enough schmuck to.
Alright, go talk to the guy Zet. You called it first.
Yeah.
Okay. You see at these blacksmith forge, there's a decently tall bison man, very like dark fur, currently covered in like various forms of like soot. Currently hammering away at I believe a sword at the moment. His eyes glance towards your direction as you approach. You don't look like you are from around here. Can I help you with something?
Correct. Could I bother you for a lead lined box, perhaps?
Sure. That should be no problem. What size are you looking for?
She'll just like indicate the size, like big enough to like fit those 3 quote unquote obsidian spheres, I guess.
Okay.
Something about that big.
I could find a box for that. Will you need a lock with it as well?
Oh yes, please.
Okay. I have a couple different locks on hand. For a higher upcharge, I can provide ones that are more secure.
How much?
He will eventually pull up the lead-lined box and show various different locks that have intricate mechanics to them. One of them is a very simple, basic-looking lock. Another one is a fairly large iron padlock. And the last one is a very strange-looking lock that has multiple combination locks on it. For mechanical purposes, the locks provide a DC from 15, 20, to 25 for anyone trying to break into it. He gestures to each of the locks in tow and mentions that the basic lock would run about 25 gold, but the higher up lock would be closer to 1,000 gold. The box
How much for the
itself,
middle one?
the box itself is going to be about 500 gold, and the middle padlock is going to be about 250 gold. So, if you were to get that together, about 750.
Okay. I think we're gonna go for the 750. The DC 20 lock and then like the lead lined box. That
Okay.
seems reasonable.
Alrighty. I assume this is being pulled from the party funds.
Yeah, how much?
Yeah.
750
750.
gold.
I am doing it now. We're down to 26, 759. I'll move it except for the bag of holding.
Okay, I have added the lead-lined box as well as the attached lock into the treasury. I should also add
Excellent.
your strange stones.
Ah, yeah, they went on there. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
It's one box for all 3, right?
Yes.
Neat little trick, but now inside the box. Yay.
How much do those things weigh, by the way?
They're about 25 pounds apiece.
Oh, good
Right.
lord.
They all
They're
weigh
dense.
way more than Vanya does. Two of them weigh more than Vanya does.
Just makes you think of Mess and Ball Z's the Jackassery. They're heavy as shit.
Oh god.
At least they're liftable.
She'll need a hand to like lift that, I'm sure.
Easy.
Drops it in the bag of holding again.
More like rolls it.
Vegas, if you could give me a hand.
Yep.
No wonder we didn't notice anything was wrong. Our stronger players carry them. This is obsidian.
I have a 25-pound kettlebell next to my desk that I curl in between my turns in combat, so it tracks.
Lord.
That's very strange. Why did it not add the item?
The obsidian balls, I just moved them inside the lead line box.
Oh, I was in the
If you
middle of
click
editing
the-
them. Okay.
Oh, if you click the little edit item button next to the box, they're inside that.
Okay. Yeah, try not to try not to move it while I'm still setting it up. Okay. Alright. They thank you for your patronage and ask if there is anything else they can do for you.
Not that I can think of right now.
Okay.
Yeah, no, she'll just thank him for his business and get on her way.
Okay. Alright, so you've got your lead-lined box with your lock, and the strange objects have been placed inside of it. You are obviously given a key with said lock, so whoever wants to hold that.
Obviously.
Let's give it to Iggy. Spooky, weird stuff. The Drampinian should have the key.
Okay. I believe Ignatius is AFK at the moment, but we will say that they have taken the key for the box.
Mhm.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
So your possible problem has been stored away for later. What do?
Continue on, I guess. Oh, wasn't it late when we got here, actually? I can't remember.
I think what we did today was crossover from Sarsport.
Yeah, I don't think that was the full movement, was it? I don't remember.
I was close to it. You have a little bit of distance you can cover.
If it's that much, we may as well just stay away.
Yeah.
Iggy, you have a key for the box.
I have the spooky box's key.
And, of course, traveling across the causeway, there are various areas along the causeway that you can take to go beneath, inside, as well. If you want to find residents or just merely continue to stay with your wagons.
May as well stay with wagons, really.
Like, the last thing we want is those things to be stolen. It could be
Oh, like,
used by
immediately?
somebody, and that's scary. I mean, the worst thing, they know what to do with it, and that's scary.
To be fair, you were also sold these by just a random shady-ass merchant.
Yeah.
So, it's possible that they could have sold this to other people.
They could also be duds.
Good.
Yeah, I mean, they could just be obsidian spheres enchanted to look scary, but also not a risk I really want to take.
I'm sure we'll have someone look at it properly soon.
Do you think maybe we'd know someone in, I don't know, Farsoro or somewhere?
Someone at Broadgate. Yeah, Broadgate might, but that's at the end of our trip.
Ah,
The big university.
I always wanted to see that one.
Definitely gonna drag you there, so get ready.
Can't say I've ever been either.
All right. So, you've traveled the furthest distance you can for the day. Do you have any plans while on the causeway, or are you just going to wind down for the night?
Teaching Iggy the voiceless
Viggy.
speech Viggy lessons. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, I guess
17 of 30.
I guess he said he's gonna like continue like trying to train stealth. Otherwise, how long has it been since you last contacted Veronica?
3,
Oh.
4 days? 3
Yeah.
days, I think.
I want to say it's like probably about 3, because it was
Okay,
before
gonna give
you
it a
got
while
to,
longer.
yeah, it was before you got to Soursport and before your stay on like the edge of the woods.
It was just
Yeah.
before Bristle Inn.
Yeah, that
I
sounds
still
right.
need to roll for my stealth today, right?
I mean, are you
Yeah,
doing
we have
training?
Skill.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't already done.
Yeah,
I was gonna go.
I'm
for
gonna
the,
do that as well.
My
Oof.
athletics roll too. Oh, that one. Great.
I got a 15.
Oh, 3 nat ones.
We don't
Wait, what
know
am I talking about? I
shit.
got a 17.
All right. Good lord, guys.
Hey, I did fantastic.
I'm not
this
gonna
time.
add a D4 to that. That's guaranteed failure.
Stealth lessons from Vanya distracted because she keeps looking at the box. Knowing full well that lock isn't stopping any rogue worth their soul.
Okay. Vegas,
Not
were you
to
doing
stop
any
people getting
training?
in.
I guess I could. Yeah, I'll throw a die.
Rolling dice in my D&D.
Ah, fuck. Forgot I said anything.
You tried.
Every day.
Not a super successful day for training.
I had 17. I need this. Let me have this. It was a success. Overwhelming.
I think you're the only one that succeeded.
No,
Probably.
Aspen succeeded.
Okay, alright, that's good.
That's
2
about
out
it.
of 7 isn't too bad.
I take these.
Just to help with scale, by the way, this thing's 100 feet off the ground. The causeway. It's
Yeah. I think we need to remind people how far off the ground we are.
I'm fine
Aspen's
with
just
it.
wondering why this thing exists.
easier to
Trade.
get across.
There's land on that side and land on this side, and boats suck.
Yeah, like the initial bit, fine, but it sort of keeps going way past where it's necessary. And goes, like, the entirely awkward way round to the desert.
I don't know, maybe they ordered too much stone?
It's special stone too.
They ordered too much special stone. Got to the end of the bridge and like, oh shit, we way more than we needed. Should we just keep going?
It's one of my favorite parts of the setting.
All right. What do?
Continue after the rest, I guess.
All right. get long rests in if you are missing anything.
Probably. I have spells to worry about now. All two of them, but that's still spells.
And back.
Welcome back. Alright. So, the next morning comes. The Causeway is a busy site of travel, both day and night. There are constantly both wagons, caravans, and just people like traveling along the Causeway, heading in both directions. Most of them, for the most part, appear to be merchants. They're usually either bringing goods in from Alamance or taking goods from Arnaria to Alamance. So there's a lot of trade that happens through the Causeway as well. You do see, from time to time, some of these merchants will stop when there's like a group that has like, stopped across the Causeway and kind of set up shop for a little bit, just to see if they can make some money along the way. For the most part, your morning is uneventful. If you have anything you would like to do before you head out.
Nothing from me.
I'm good.
I'm taken care of.
All good.
Alrighty.
Same for me, yeah.
We got a big old funny job to do, so.
This is where the rock from Aurea has got it out for us, chasing us.
Well, we're ready for it this time, buddy.
That's not a rock. It's a boulder.
Mhm.
Just
Thrown by a rock.
it's just like the rock, except it's like 100 times bigger.
Also, it's named
As
Dwayne.
a regular boulder.
Alright. So, as your group is moving further along the Causeway, you do start to reach a little bit of a divot to where you are pushing down towards where the jungles of the Batian are. The humidity goes up quite a bit. It's very humid. It's kind of gross.
You said disturbing now to just address them and the course and nothing else.
Stares at Aspen.
Yeah, Aspen is having a terrible time.
Wait, what with? Sorry?
Humidity.
Humidity.
It's hot out.
Oh no.
We're getting into the
Oh,
jungle
no.
portions, and it's very humid. We're talking like above 100 degrees.
Aspen's getting frizzy, but refuses to like remove any of the furs or clothes.
Charlotte
This is
has
an
moved the
excuse to wear it, I
jacket
suppose.
and the armor. She is just in fine clothes right now.
Does this count as Aspen has to deal with water for the bingo?
Is the
It's
water
just going from
escaping
the
their
to the
body?
air.
Yeah.
No, that counts, I guess.
Just Vanya sidling up next to Aspen, so.
Who allowed this place to exist? And when can I fight them?
I'm not sure.
I think you have to take that up with Pirla.
Mhm.
I can do that.
Well, actually, maybe Verasta? He did all the nature stuff.
I'm not
too,
sure
right?
which would
I
be
feel
more
like that one would be
entertaining.
easier.
I mean, he's the only one that walks around.
Exactly. I could ambush him.
Don't hurt Verasta. I don't want to ruin my clout with him.
You wouldn't be the one fighting him.
Well, yeah, but I'm associated, so.
it's
Also,
any
Liggs was joining
consolation.
because he couldn't turn down a good fight.
Well,
Iggy's a dragon with fire resistance, so he's having a great time.
good news, bad news. It's gonna get less wet once we get to the Bay Lake.
Okay, so
Bad
maybe we'll
news.
stop doing this.
It's gonna
Thing.
get hotter.
I can deal
I
with
don't
the dryer.
It is already hot.
I bet the mosquitoes here suck.
Baggy, flowy clothes.
These aren't my clothes.
Uh-huh. You need baggier clothes.
But these are my clothes.
Issa just kind of spins around in her dress to demonstrate, but otherwise doesn't say anything.
See?
I could ready a tub of water or something tomorrow.
You do have the bath in the Rio. I think they
I had,
need it.
yeah.
Yeah, I could live in that.
No, I need to use it sometimes.
I
It's
could
okay.
consider
Aspen
sharing.
sweats enough; they'll fill it up for you.
Yeah, gross, disgusting. reality.
Do we need to buy an ice
Why
box
would you
so can
say
keep
something?
it?
How horrifying.
Horrifying.
That's like that Two Stupid Dogs show. They tried filling a bowl with like spit and hucking loogies.
Oh no!
Oh no!
It's like a big signage bowl to advertise something. Yeah, awful.
You all
episode.
remember
Anyway,
what Duo told me off for saying unhinged things?
what do you mean? I'm
Allowed.
perfectly hinged.
Correctly, sure.
Like a squeaky door.
No, I don't understand how it can get more hot. It is already hot.
I can tell you about humidity. I studied it.
I vaguely know what humidity is. I've heard of it before. I
Imagine
know
studying hot.
it's why my third is doing this thing, but it's fine.
Well, if it was
Without
just hot,
was-
it'd be temperature. It's hot and wet.
Okay, but imagine having to
Makes it worse.
understand that.
You know, I
It is
have
small.
to study a lot of things for Etris.
I think it's more understanding why it does that, not. Eh.
Would it be better or
Uh,
worse if we went on this bridge?
Probably worse.
As we were lowered
Worse.
down. Is that the only
Worse.
reason this bridge exists?
No,
Because I'm trying
worse.
to figure out why there is a bridge over so much land.
It goes so much longer.
Trade.
Wildlife,
Build a road.
travel.
This is a road
It's safer.
Well, this is a bridge.
with a road.
How is a drop this big either side of you safer?
It's better
don't
than being
fall off.
eaten by whatever's running around in the Bachan.
I could probably walk it off.
You could kill whatever's trying to eat people in the Batyan.
No, no,
We
no.
could.
Correction. We could. Exactly.
Duh, it would be a
Most
good
people
fight.
cannot.
But
Well,
but there's
most people-
commoners that can't do that, Aspen.
Then they must learn. We are depriving them of a valuable experience.
Oh boy.
Issa just pinches the bridge of her nose and
You're depriving
her head.
them of being deprived of their blood.
Aspen, when was the first time you saw a mammoth in Aurea?
When I was child, very small.
Wait, why?
Because
Mother
they're the
took me
son
along
of
on one of the
Battle Mage.
hunts. I was in little carrier thing.
Like in a baby Bjorn.
Yeah,
That's
Oh my
adorable,
gosh.
but also very terrifying.
Like strapped to the front of the hunter's chest as they fight. That's great.
A tiny little spear in hand.
Yeah. They're helping.
I had to learn.
I mean, it's better than what I learned. So, you know, that's fine. Speaking of learning, grabs Iggy by grabbable part on the head as best she can.
Do you
He
need
has
like a
to learn.
stool?
It's time to learn face twitches.
Oh, goody. Let's do it.
Day 18.
Sure, let's do more fucking proficiency training while we're at it.
Yeah.
Alright. Go ahead and get your rolls in, and then once you're done, I will ask for
Oh,
perception
and-
checks.
Oh boy.
Let me roll
Very
d4 to
nice.
see if I make that.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Perceive.
guaranteed fail. Alright, perception.
You need that too. Let's go.
Two or higher.
No!
Oof.
looks like only Vanya got the success.
Oh, for the skill training?
Yes, because I'm looking at the skill training first.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, everyone else rolled fairly
Yeah, I
low.
just barely didn't make it.
Not my greatest hour.
Alright, let's look at these perception checks. 13, 18, 19, 22, 19. It's pretty solid. So Aset, Vanya, Aski, and Ignatius. As the wagons are moving further across the causeway, and you start to divot down closer towards the jungles, the causeway itself is still high enough that it is reaching over a lot of the treetops. So you can see pretty far in the distance as well. And one of the things you do notice is that there is a break enough in the trees that you do spot a very large river that is passing through. But what ends up catching your attention the most is a couple of Batyan sloths that are traveling along the road heading towards Fort Tyron. And they have a sort of like a trade cart. It is full of fresh caught fish.
Ooh.
Cool.
Anyone want any fish?
I do.
Yeah.
I could go for them.
Duh.
Don't see any reason not to.
All right. So, you flag them down, I assume.
Yeah.
All right. One of the taller sloth individuals smiles, greets you, kind of like signals for the cart to stop. Are you looking to buy some of our fish?
Yes.
Of course. Brothers, let's set up real quick. And they kind of take a second and move the cart along and make sure it's out of the way so it's not being, like, in anybody's, just the traffic. And, very quickly, like, unfolds, out one side of it and is able to, like, get these set up very quickly. Like, it is impressive how fast this, is set up. It almost kind of, out of character, seems like one of the NASCAR pit crews just setting up super fast.
Nice.
I am Maleeb. It is good to meet you. You are devils, are you not?
We are.
We are correct.
Feel like you have done that before.
All the time. Got to sell on the move, keep things fresh.
So that is actually very impressive.
Wonder what he's
Thank you.
called.
You don't look like you are very well dressed for this weather.
These are the only clothes I have. They are my clothes. They are the correct clothes for a person of my station, of my home.
But they're not going to do you well in the heat of Arnaria. You should consider, just for your time visiting, looking in a change of wardrobe.
I will think about it, but I'm thinking maybe at the moment I can tough it through.
He's just kind of like chuckling to himself at this point. Alright, well, I have plenty of fresh caught from the limlog. Would you like anything in particular? And they've set out all sorts of very large, sizable catches that they've gotten. There are plenty of freshwater bass and I believe some trout. And these are decent sized portions. You can make a couple meals with them.
Yeah, I don't know anything about fish, guys.
They're big and tasty, that's all you need to know.
Do you
Yeah.
get any salmon down here?
I don't think salmon live in these waters. I will go. I am very much interested in that trout, though.
Eyes for good cuisine. Yes, this is one of our prize catches. He holds up a decent sized trout that looks like it could eat Vanya.
Yeah.
Mm.
Vanya currently just watching, not saying a word.
If you're wanting this one in particular, we're willing to trade for it 10 gold pieces. But if you're looking for something a bit more sizable and something that you could maybe more afford as well, we have some smaller catches as well. I'm just very keen to sell this one off.
I mean, hold on to it for too long, it's going to go bad, so... Personally, I'm more than willing to take you up on that. She looks to the rest of the party to see how they feel about it.
It's 10 gold, do it.
It'll be nice. I want some.
Excellent.
Okay, out of character here, but that just sounds like he's trying to pawn off like a poison nightmare fish or something.
Yeah, it's the spooky fish that kills you when you eat it.
It unlocks the obsidian orbs.
Oh, it all comes back.
It actually, when we try and cook it,
I mean,
you're
you're free to like roll inside, I guess.
Yeah, you're
All the
welcome
merchants
to
on this
Insider.
bridge. All the merchants
Fuck it,
on this
Iggy's
bridge
gonna
are
incite
conspiring.
the fish.
The fish?
Yep, that's a dead fish. I don't know what you expected.
That fish do be dead.
I think we're good. I don't think we're about to encounter somebody trying to thwart us just yet.
Yeah, no, move on, Iggy. I'm satisfied. Thumbs up.
Alright. So, you fork over the 10 gold and believe passes you the large trout.
Excellent.
This will add at least 4 more units to your feed. Or your rations, I should say. So you're at 19 right now. That's going to put you up to 23.
Oh. You said 5, right?
4.
Oh, 4, okay. So, make sure.
Some extra bonus rations. Thank you for your business. If you see any more of us along the roads, make sure to flag us down. We try to keep fresh caught fish as often as possible. What we don't end up selling to the Calabil, anyways.
Mm-hmm. Well, if we're in the mood for fresh fish again, I'll be sure to keep that in mind. It's a pleasure doing business.
Thank you. Enjoy your time in the Batyan.
Thank you.
And just as quickly as they set up, they take it back down and they keep moving.
Lego building noise played backwards.
All right. Anything else for this day?
Just Aspen looking longingly over the bridge into the water.
Oh, now they like water all of a sudden.
When there's this much of it in the air, yep.
Does she have a heat stroke? Are they all right?
They'll be fine.
They're tough.
I don't know about that one.
I'm wondering at what point Dua's gonna make me start rolling.
Yeah, start taking point of exhaustion.
You might once we start heading towards the desert as well, because the heat's gonna be intense.
At least the
It's
night
fine.
will be better for you.
Oh yeah, the
Is it
night is gonna be perfectly fine for you because it's gonna be cold as shit.
I'd be nocturnal.
Dry heat is nowhere as bad as humid heat.
I don't think you can be nocturnal and drive the wagon.
Can we just move at night?
We're not vampires.
Very slowly.
Sorry.
We're not vampires yet.
Yeah, this is a 1 out of
my
6
God.
situation.
Oh my god. Aspen, secret villain of the party.
Aspen is about to learn the ski experience firsthand. She grew up in these exact conditions with
On
this
the border,
exact
too.
aversion to heat.
As said, you wouldn't last a minute in the asylum I grew up in.
The fucking Arneria is the asylum she grew up in.
You
That's- I
imagine
know, yeah.
you imagine being someone with all that wool in this
Dark
heat,
wool.
and having to not only wear that hood all the time because the sun fucking hates you, but you're also like dark wooled, so it just all the heat sticks and doesn't go anywhere.
If
It's
you
gotta
don't
be
shear
hell.
yourself as often as you would have to do that, do you just use it to make wool? Like, do you make clothing with that? Just
Yeah,
sell it?
we've already had this
Yeah.
discussion. Yeah, they do that.
Oh, yeah.
There is a good reason why Ski got very used to acting nocturnally when she lived here.
Anyway, no, these are sensible Orient clothes for an Orient bear. They've got traditional Orient patterns. They are proud of their culture.
Just get a haircut.
Oh,
Smiles.
You want to fight again?
Yeah. Any day.
Noted.
Could I use that for my training duo?
I'm gonna say you didn't make your training roll.
Oh no, whenever Aspen chooses to fight me. I mean,
Yeah, you can do that.
sick.
no, but Aspen, we should definitely get you something to help you cool down.
It'd be a lot easier if we just dressed down and not had to get some sort of magical device.
Have you
Yes,
actually
maybe.
looked at me? I am dressed down. I'm barely wearing anything on my torso.
Take off the fur cape. Maybe it'll help.
You shut up.
You shut
No
up.
Yes.
one is touching my cape.
Okay.
Your funeral, I suppose.
I will be fine. I'm strong.
Me too.
All right, settling down for this night.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. I don't think anybody needs to recharge anything because nothing happened.
Press the button. Okay, before we
Vanya,
go on.
can I get a perception check?
God damn
Uh-oh.
it. No, I don't see anything. It's fine.
You sleep just fine.
Wait, no.
It's tough.
This is
Well-
when I get reliable talent, my entire existence is going to be fighting me. You succeed on this perception check to take psychic damage in your sleep.
Yippee!
All right. So yeah, you wake up next morning. Everything's fine. The sun.
Fine.
Yeah, the sun is cresting over the horizon. Anything
Everything's
you
fine.
anything you'd like to do before reaching Calabil?
Yes. Two things. One, going to be using my create food and water to make water for the tub.
Okay.
The tub already does that. We never really established how it
It's
works.
just a tub. It's
Yeah, we
literally
don't
I
have
thought
plumbing.
it was like
Yeah, I'm pretty
a
sure it's
bathroom
just a
without the
tub.
toilet.
No, it's just a tub.
Okay, but it's a tub in a room, right?
Yeah, you got the little room.
Okay, that's where I misunderstood. I thought it was
A
like
very-
a fully plumbed
It-
bathroom.
It's
Yeah,
like
you
a
don't have
closet
plumbing set
with
up
a
for it.
But we
bathtub
could.
in it.
Yeah,
That's
you
it.
need a water tank and like essentially a plumbing setup, which you don't have just yet because your wagons still need to be upgraded.
Yeah, we'll take care of that later when we turn that room into a spa.
But yeah, the bath can hold 50 gallons of water, so I don't know how much you can make with your spell.
30 gallons, so it's
Almost.
a little half full, just sink
You
it
gotta
a
take
bit.
2 trips.
The second matter. I would like to perhaps spend a day in Calaville because of the Iggy. Do you have you ever been to the libraries there?
In Calabil, I've been through there, but never really took an interest in literature or libraries.
Would you be able to get in because you're Germthinian?
I can certainly leverage that.
All right, because I do want to look through it.
Is there anything
For a
I should
couple
know before we get there?
Yeah,
What was
what's
that?
in there?
So there's basically a huge historic library about the accounts of, the Bailick, the whole region, but it's so I've heard rumors that there's some matters about unnature with it. But the Dramphinians oversee it. It's open to the public. It's just I don't know if they may have a restricted section or something.
Oh,
Right. You want to use my status as a Dramphinian to get us into the forbidden section of the Calabi Library to study the Black Wild.
It would be nice. I'm also looking into other
Yeah, why not?
subjects.
I mean, yeah, I'm down.
All right, splendid.
I mean, I could leverage it as researching on how to contest the darkness or whatever sounds nice in the moment, but I don't know. Anyone else want in?
How many picture books are in the forbidden section?
Probably not many.
Shit. I'll pass.
Color me interested.
I could make use of a library again.
No.
Please.
No.
Not that kind of library.
Aspen, you're not getting into any libraries.
Wait, actually, forbidden section sounds good. I remembered something.
Why would I
Why?
not in?
I've remembered something.
Don't worry about it. I want to go.
Vanya.
What did I do?
Vegas
you
is
do?
holding a secret.
I just want to research. What do you want to research?
For once, Vegas isn't sharing something? That's a shock.
Thank
actually.
you.
Don't come tattling to me because you got caught out a fair few times now.
Ooh,
Charlotte will remember that.
good.
No,
The
but really,
point
what you're looking
is,
into, Vegas.
I can see about getting us into the library, or at least beyond the public bounds.
Sounds good to me.
I'm not a scholar by any means, and frankly, I haven't been here before, but my status as a Dramphinian might pull some weight still.
When's the last time you've read a book?
When's the last time you've read a book?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Uh,
I want to say when I was 13.
I did
That's-
some reading in Aurea. And during our little
Since
break.
the last book I read was in the library in Leuven.
Yeah.
You'll need to read more.
The one you ripped to shreds, yes.
I have people read to me. I'm too busy.
Well,
Who reads
me
to
get
you?
into let me get into this library.
Does your manager read to you when you go to bed?
No, not specifically, but sometimes I ask her to read to me, yes.
I was joking, but okay.
Sweet
Alright, I
Hero
wasn't.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm trying to find words, but it might just be best to move on.
Words for what?
Let's just get going, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Words such as "let's move on."
Sick.
Vanya judging people for not reading while looking over the top of a matted volume.
A reader of taste.
God,
I
Philistines.
only read true literature.
You know what,
It's
Vanya?
an
Actually, if
intent.
you think we should read them all, why don't I borrow one of your books?
Hmm?
You've got lots of books, right? I could borrow one of yours.
Sure.
What, just like that?
What, you think I'm gonna keep them hidden?
I just thought you'd want to protect them a little more.
I have more of them at home. This is just the ones I travel with, because they're ratty.
All right
Well-
then.
Pick one that you think I'd like.
Just kind of dives into the wagon.
I didn't know you did that much reading, Vanya.
Pokes out of the wagon every day, pulls out a book with the number 20 on it. It's called The Caress of Snow. And she just hands it over to Aspen.
What is it?
What's on the cover?
It's typical bodice ripper art.
Okay, got it.
There's a.
Oh, is this a romance story?
But is it like a Chuck Tingle cover, or is it just like
It's like full on like Fabio looking dude on the front
Okay, got
cover.
it.
It's a reparator.
High literature, I see.
I
This
said
is
I
your
read.
literature?
I didn't say I read classy things. Okay.
You know what? Fair enough.
There's nothing wrong with romance.
Sure, romance.
Wait, what do you mean?
Written pornography is a better term, I feel.
Romantic.
What states
It is
that?
It is a bodice ripper. Respect the name.
What does that mean?
You know what? Don't worry about it. If you don't,
Don't
know,
worry
you
about it,
don't know.
Charlotte.
It's porn, isn't it?
Basically.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm still going to read it.
50 Shades of Fur.
You can feel free and read it. God damn it.
I'm so fucking funny.
Oh, sorry,
Good
but
lord.
pounded by the pound is the funniest fucking phrase that has just been
Oh,
wired
yeah,
in
the
my
Brexit
head.
book. That was funny. Let's go to the library.
Yeah, let's go. Well, not even there yet.
We
Let's,
haven't
like,
got him to the
let's,
city yet.
Maybe the
Let's
more
do that.
exciting library is the one we're imagining.
Maybe
I
the
think
real library is
Vanya's
the friends we made
library is
along
more
the way.
exciting.
Alright. So, with a little bit of day's travel, say probably about 6-ish hours based off that distance, you eventually arrive to Calabil. You get to a part of the causeway where it splits off in two directions. And you can see all the way across to the other side where it eventually reconnects and continues on, forming a hexagonal loop. Vanya and Aski, you know this to be known as the shield ring, essentially. Inside, between the walls of the causeway, is various markets, homes, and a sizable training ground. From here, the most immediate thing that you notice is that there is a significant number of Dramphinians. There are paladins on pretty much all watch stations going around, between the towers themselves, as well as patrols looking off to the wall, and filling out the grounds below as well. It seems like there are no standard guards here beyond the Dramphinians. This is also probably the largest quantity of Dramphinians you've seen in one place before. So,
Oh man.
Gonna go and make sure that Mocha has that charm on.
yeah, has everyone got their
Yeah.
anti-Dramphinian charms on?
Yeah. Charlotte's double checking.
You know, I mean, why would I
Everybody.
take it on?
He said would have made absolutely sure of that, and also, yeah, she's not removing her own either.
Yeah, it's definitely on.
Why do I need to wear this?
You don't. It's just for the spooky people.
Oh, okay, I'm good then.
It's a trinket that gives Ignatius a free extra level of baseline anxiety. Why wouldn't a ski wear it?
Like my ears are ringing at all hours of the day, but at such a minute level, I can forget about it sometimes. And then I remember it.
You get used to it until somebody points it out. But yes, Ignatius, are you at all visible on the wagons as you are traveling through?
Oh yeah, he's driving.
Gotcha. So yeah, you get several like waves from occasional Dramphinians passing by,
He will
recognizing
return.
your status as a Delver.
He'll wave back and be all cheery and happy about seeing other Dramphinians.
Alright. So yeah, I believe the goal was to locate the library.
Yep.
Alright.
Correct.
Has anyone been to this library in Calabil before?
No. Charlotte went past it with her first group.
I'd imagine Aski and Vanya definitely had on the way through,
Yeah,
right?
during our little shared backstory, we probably went here, but we're not able to get into the restricted section, and so did not actually have much use for the place.
It makes
He
sense.
said has been there, but it was a very, very long time ago. A lot has probably changed.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Iggy visit there, but we're talking like decades ago on a trip. Then he just sort of went, "That's a neat library." Anyways,
Centuries ago on her part.
Ha! Books. Leaves.
Alright.
I know those.
So, you all eventually find a path that you are able to safely navigate the wagons down towards the inner sections of the shield ring. You make your way towards where the library is, and notice that as you are getting closer, the Dramphinian presence increases. At some point, you will have to stop and depart from the wagons. Just so you can, like, navigate towards the library itself.
Naturally.
Give me perception checks from the group.
Wait.
Okay. Ignatius, Vanya, and Iset. You notice as you are making your way towards the library, fairly large delving group you are. You do get occasional glances from some of the Dramphinian patrols, but none of them in particular seem to stop or impede your progress. You make your way up to the very large stone doors that make up the Anthenium itself, and there are a few Dramphinian guards on watch as well. The doors are open at this time, and it is a public library, so people are able to come and go as they please. But for the most part, you are free to enter.
I
Excellent.
suppose Ignatius would sort of take lead on account of being Dramphinian, wave, smile, nod at people as he passes, and guide the folk in and hope to God that the spooky little trinkets don't send anyone into the emergency room or something.
Okay. So you all step within the... I gotta make sure I'm saying this right. The Anathenium. And I'm gonna type it. Athenaeum, I believe.
Athenaeum, yeah.
Yeah.
Right to me.
I created this name. I don't know why I can't say it correctly.
Happens.
So yes.
Words that you get like 3 opportunities to say in your life.
Yeah.
Athenaeum, yeah.
Okay. Well, as you all enter, can I get wisdom saving throws from Iset, Aski, and Vanya?
Oh, this is
Oh,
holy.
cool.
Oh no! Crucifixes.
Rip.
Okay. Iset, you are fine. Vanya and Aski, you feel a very sudden and terrible racking pain in your chest. There's like a sensation of burning, like the moment you step through.
Can I do my best to hide that and
You
walk the other direction?
Deception, yeah.
Ugh. Yeah, that ain't working. Fuck. Just gonna walk the other direction anyway, as fast as I can.
Okay.
Fuck it wouldn't be the first time that a ski has tried to cover up something like this. So
Oh, no.
Okay.
understood. We're waiting on the others.
So,
We're gonna give them a checklist of what to investigate for us.
So, Vanya and the Ski, you realize that this place is definitely protected in such a way that it is affecting those who may have some form of unnature attached to them. This racking pain persists until you get towards the exits, but at this point, you are noticed by several Dramphinians who have very quickly approached you.
Oh,
Something
no.
the matter?
They have allergies.
Are we split? Hang on, out of character. Is the group split as in everyone sort of move forward and they like
Yeah,
Yes.
split
Vanya,
off?
yeah, Vanya and Ski tried to make their way back towards the entrance, and 4 Dramphinian paladins have now intercepted them.
I
Okay,
feel like
so
we
they're on their
noticed
own.
that, right? Like, we
Yeah,
would see.
probably.
You probably didn't get too far in.
So yeah, that was just Aspen kind of yelling back.
Vanya kind of looking to a ski.
Readjusting to the heat. Nothing to worry yourself with.
You go back to the wagon, it's too hot.
That's the idea.
Tempting, yes.
The Dramphinians are like carefully watching you at this point. Do you need an escort?
No, we should be
Iggy
fine.
would step forward and say, "I can handle it if you would allow."
They look towards you for a moment and give you a nod. Very well, brother.
He'll return the nod and move to step between the two. All right, let's get you back to where you need to go.
Thank you.
Very well.
Just that big pained smile at the other Dramphinians with a little wave.
Smile and wave.
2 of the Dramphinians return to the posts. The other 2 watch you 3 depart. Very suspiciously.
Iggy's gonna want a full send, go back to the wagon, or at least get out of sight.
Alright.
And if we brought any of the orbs here, they'd detonate on the spot.
Right?
Hey, I just had a great
I mean,
idea.
Good way to get rid of them.
Okay, so while Aski, Vanya, and Ignatius are making their way back to the wagons, how are the rest of you reacting to this?
Isa's acting like she doesn't know nobody and is just gonna go looking through the public section of the library. Keep a low profile.
Charlotte is more worried about Iggy than anybody else right now. Mainly because the fear of Iggy messing this up.
So do we need Iggy to get to the forbidden section?
If there is.
He's walking us back, but you've got the sending stones.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, I was already planning on by the time we get back to the wagon, just kind of sending Iggy back with the task of researching like fiendish artifacts, if there are any records of something similar to the orbs we purchased.
Yeah, give me a list, some notes, maybe some books. Also, you two, is it a good idea to bring a orb in and ask if anyone knows what it is? Or should we keep that more on the down low?
On the down low, especially after
Down
what
low.
just happened.
I doubt it would
the
respond
best.
well to the wards they have over the library.
Yeah, alright. Give me some notes, and I'll go meet back up with everyone else and see about getting some research done.
Yeah, whatever Eski was gonna look for, Vanya is basically study buddy for Eski.
And with that done, Iggy would grab some notes from them and head back to the library.
All right. So, Ignatius, you eventually reconvene with the rest of the group, having kept Eski and Vanya out of trouble, possibly.
Here's hoping.
The library itself is fairly packed, but nobody seemed to really notice anything, at least beyond the Dramphinian guards themselves, which is unfortunately the worst people to notice.
Well, there's
Yeah.
no one looking for it, so.
Yeah. So, you are inside the Athenaeum. What are we looking for particularly and first?
Bother a librarian and ask if they have any records on artifacts and other accursed items.
Okay. Investigation checks.
Not my best roll.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
Sick.
I'm trying. That's not bad.
All right, good rolls. Ignatius, with your natural 20, you eventually do find a sort of like a desk librarian. There's a very large, round stone desk that they are standing from within. There is this maned wolf-looking woman who is missing her right arm up to the elbow, dressed in very beautiful Arnarian just wear. I have a picture that I will grab in a moment. But she seems to be possibly the head librarian here. Can I get an insights check specifically from Iset?
I was gonna say.
Look, we're about to witness an uh-oh moment.
Iset, you would recognize that this person is in fact a jackal.
Fucking do it.
Solar Spellman? What?
Her gator has gone off.
Is
The
she
only spelling
incognito?
check for that at this point should be, oh no.
To you, Ignatius, she just looks like a maned wolf.
You getting the
Yes.
picture, or okay?
Yeah, I'm working on it. Had everything but this character sheet ready.
This wouldn't have to be anyone I know by any chance either, would it?
History check. But for the rest of you, this is the individual you see.
Ooh,
Oh.
killer art.
Damn.
The spectral
Nice.
arm is badass. Holy
Yep.
shit.
28.
Alright. I have to DM something to your Whisper channel.
Also,
Fun.
obligatory leggy.
Leng.
Leggy. Horker.
Those creatures are just. I'm calling Solus out on the Beast World Discord, but those things are just like cryptids.
They are.
Long
They're
foxes.
too tall. They're weird noises.
All sorts of shapes.
I've seen them at the zoo for the first time a few years ago, and I was very happy.
I saw them at a zoo many years ago before I knew anything about them. I was just enamored with how goofy they looked.
Look at this creature dropping in Discord. Look at that.
Long.
Why is it that way? Who allowed it?
Accidentally clicked and dragged wolf before finishing it.
Him leg too long for him, damn him.
Okay. So, Ignatius, you are approaching.
Yeah, Iggy will approach.
She looks up from a book she is currently reading through and offers a very faint smile. Ah, greetings, brother. Are you here on some important matter?
Greetings, and just run into a few things that I would like to research in my travels with my crew. He will gesture back towards everyone.
I was about to say, I did not recognize you from the first watch, so I assumed you were an outsider.
Oh yes, I've not been to the city of the Dramphinium before.
Ah, this must be a interesting experience for you.
It is. It's such an interesting place when you actually stop and see all that's going on. Either way, I have some notes and details and some specific folk back here that I would like to do research with. I am not as academically inclined as them, so I'd be using their assistance in the matter.
Well, I could give it a look-see. See if I am able to help in any way. Who is it that I am speaking with?
Iggy will point out Charlotte and Nasette and sort of motion for them to come over.
He said let's come over with. She can roll an insight check.
And Iggy's also going to press the paper into Isette's hand because God only knows they writ something spooky down and he doesn't want to just blabber and say it. So he's going to give this to someone more acquainted with the spooky.
You were asking me for an insight?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. 17.
Let's see, what's her capacity section at? Oh yeah, definitely gets it. Noticeable hesitation on her part.
There's the faintest smirk on her face, but she does not say anything.
Don't like that.
I'm just going to say Iggy immediately picks up on it and just thinking it's gay stuff.
She is not cheating on her girlfriend.
No, I'm talking about the other one, the other jackal, the lady, the one behind the desk.
So you guys found what you're looking for, though?
I mean, working on it.
Yeah, Iggy will give a little thumbs up for the rest of the crew and step back to let the two people who know what they're doing actually talk with her.
It is usually customary to greet with your names.
Oh, sorry. Charlotte Rhines. It's my first
Vegas.
time
Ignatius
That's all right.
Ortratus. Apologies, been caught up in business so much I forgot my manners.
There was plenty of time for everything. I am Farah. I am the head custodian here at the Athenaeum. What's this research you're looking into?
Well, For me specifically, I've been hoping to look into the cult of the Black Rose. After a unfortunate, horrifying encounter with them earlier this year, I want to know more.
Well, it's safe to say that that is not something you should utter so freely and so carefully.
I'm sorry.
Though I understand the concern, that particular group of individuals is very troublesome for the beast world in its entirety. I take it your group has been plagued with offenses from said group.
Once, very, very significantly. But I want to know more to hopefully avoid them. The one we had encountered essentially was a trusted mutual of one of our friends that our friend did not know.
That is the one downside to cult activity, is that it is often buried deep within every aspect of every homeland. And the Black Rose is no different. It is a very, very old cult. It has been around for centuries. Dating back at least 600 some years. Let us find a more private location to discuss matters like this.
Agreed.
She closes the book and stands up. She will lead you all down a flight of stairs in the back towards a part of the library that looks very old. Like, a lot of this place is very, I guess brutalist would be the term for it. It is stonework carved out of, like, part of the causeway itself. But it does lead into, like, the ground. The stone further below is often caked with moss in different locations, and it's a little damp down here, which doesn't seem super helpful for a library of books. But there are different sections that are cordoned off by what appears to be just open doorways. But she will eventually lead you towards a doorway that has a curtain on it that she will pull back and gesture for others to enter.
Very well.
In we go.
Okay. You step inside and enter into what is essentially a very quaint office. The sitting arrangements does not involve any form of chairs, though. There seem to be several pillows situated around a central table. Likewise, there's no real, like, desk area either. And a lot of the sitting arrangements in the area are pretty low to the floor. But it is well maintained and very ornate in nature. For the most part, Arnarian theming. It's that you could make another, let's say, a perception check.
All right. 26.
There's definitely some very, very faint signs of, we'll say, statue-like architecture that is reminiscent from potential jackal cities. But to those untrained, it just looks like a very intricate statue. She eventually gestures for people to sit, begins pouring some tea, sets it out for people, and takes a seat. So, the Cult of the Black Rose, then. You are wanting for ways to avoid them.
But also I want to understand more of them. Their history, things that they have done, what they do.
What drives them?
Oh, well, I know the answers to some of these questions, but unfortunately, we don't have much accountability of the Black Rose's history. As they are a cult, they tend to keep out of sight, and generally don't keep their own history very public. It is pretty much personal accounts that we have that would allow us to piece together parts of the puzzle. But we know that the Cult of the Black Rose is at least over 600 years old. It first formed, I believe, in Alamance, and has since spread to various corners of different homelands. But the cult all has a shared purpose, and that is trying to follow in the steps of the Dark Advisor. They are individuals who are seeking lichdom, specifically.
The Dark Advisor, is that another name for...
Apologies, there are many titles. Dark Advisor, Dread Advisor. He is also known originally as Laurent.
Oh...
Laurent, yes.
Which, if anyone is somewhat familiar with recent history, was one of the traitors during the Invader War, and was formerly the Queen's advisor of Louvain.
Bad. That's bad. Yeah, I don't think I need to say that.
We know very little about Laurent themselves, other than the fact that they are a very powerful lich and very devoted to Baronets. We just know that the cult has been a byproduct of their tamperings. Those devoted to seeking to gain the same amount of power that Laurent has. Their association with Baronet seems to be somewhat loose. It would feel like they might be more loyal to Laurent than anything, which I can't say how that dwells for other Baronet-based cults.
And I assume he encourages this sort of behavior on account of advisor being a title.
The title of Dread Advisor was coined after his betrayal at Louvain, since he was at the time the Queen's advisor, but he quickly allied with the invaders to conduct experiments that resulted in some monstrosities. After which, he disappeared.
And we're still dealing with his after effects till today, of course.
Does the Black Rose take direct command under Laurent? They just work their own networks and...
That
division?
is something we do not know.
I see.
Like I said, cults don't tend to keep their history very open. It is a pretty much personal account basis, and many persons do not generally survive encounters with the Black Rose.
We almost didn't.
Correct.
The cult member we had fought was a trusted confidant in the community. It came as a shock to us and others. Is this something that tends to happen, that they tend, like the Dread Advisor, do they tend to take themselves into positions of power or community figures hiding amongst us?
That generally seems to be how they operate. We do know that there are reports of kidnappings that are associated with the cult as well.
Mages specifically, yes, I'm aware.
Usually those that have fairly robust arcane talents.
Aspen seething in the background.
Yeah, Charlotte's been looking to Aspen if they're there.
They are looking very tense.
Charlotte just feels horrible. I guess, I know as much, but this does help me with a few things. Any advice on how to avoid them, other than, of course, don't get involved with them?
It is hard to not be involved. Again, they have been around for a long time, and will likely continue to be around for a long time. They seem to operate somewhat loosely and somewhat independently, but once they have their sights on you, it is hard to stay out of their sights.
Well, any preparations or any knowledge we should know?
Nothing that would be particularly useful, unfortunately. Always ensure that you trust your allies.
That is all from me.
Could you look over the notes we were given? I don't trust myself with comprehending them entirely.
Out of character, I do not have the notes.
Yeah, I mean, is there like a specific list that these two wanted?
Yeah, Vanya and Aski, what were the notes in details that you have given? Your wording will be important.
Oh gosh, I mean the big thing is just see if there's any information on specifically like fiendish artifacts that seem to be in line with what we are observing with the orbs we have just come into possession of.
Okay. Do you give, like, descriptive details about the orbs? Is, I guess, the question I should be asking.
No, because we've all seen the orbs, and so I presume that if the others go there, they can convey that information.
Okay. Alright, well, I guess, Aset, how would you like to describe these details?
Well, one more thing. One of our delving crew, she's not going to call out who, picked up 3 of these strange obsidian-looking spheres, not actually made out of obsidian, as far as I can tell, but afflicted with some sort of desecrated magic. I don't suppose it's not much to go off, but I don't suppose you could enlighten us on that any.
These obsidian objects, what do they look like specifically? How are they shaped? How big are they? How dense are they?
Perfectly spherical and just a little too big to fit inside one's hand.
Like a black glass cannonball.
Pretty darn heavy too, around 25-ish pounds. It looked like it for way less, but whatever.
Any interesting or noteworthy markings on it?
Out of character, I don't think so.
I don't think anyone inspected them super hard on it. So, not anything you notice on a first pass.
Nothing that
Probably
we could
take a magnifying glass to it at some point.
Well, where are these objects now?
stored in a lead-lined box.
Well, that is probably the safest place they can be, then. What you have found or come into possession of are likely demon cores.
Oh,
What?
okay.
Explains the conjuration magic, I suppose.
Correct. Demon cores specifically are usually left behind remnants of fell energy that are used to power demonic constructs. They are generally inert unless activated in some forms, but once they've been removed from the constructs are no longer active. But they can be reactivated at any time should the cores be brought back. Whereabouts did your friend acquire them?
Who, out of character, who bought the orbs again?
Aspen.
Yeah.
Aspen. Okay.
Aspen looking a bit shifty right now. Also, in this episode, the gang gets radiation poisoning.
Yeah, and this episode the gang gets radiation poisoning and Aspen looks shifty, but they're also like sweating bullets already.
Merchant.
They may have been acquired from a merchant on the bridge near the fort.
You said
I
the
don't-
fort? Like Fort
Yeah,
Tyreron?
The
That's concerning. And you got them from an individual? You found them?
a street merchant.
Can you describe them to me? She's pulling up another book.
I, the player, have forgotten, but Aspen has that photographic memory, so.
So I'll say you give the
give it,
exact
yeah.
details of the rat individual. Very concerning. Believe.
Anyone you know of?
Not that I know of particularly, but it sounds like one of the peddlers from the Bation who is might have been from Mitalu. It is a part of the Bation swamp that most people do not go to. The side effects of being close to the Black Wild is unfortunate, as it continues to spread slowly. Demonic influences can cause people to do very weird things.
worrisome.
Does this happen often?
Not very. I've possibly heard of reports from the First Watch about finding some demon cores, but not anything that we haven't been able to handle. If there is rogue merchants trying to pawn them off closer towards the border, it could be a problem, as that would put them out of our reach.
I mean, what are the odds this is some malicious mastermind of a merchant trying to put demon cores into the world, and not just some fella who found a fancy-looking sphere and thought, hey, I could trick someone into buying this?
Maybe it was the demon core's will. Ooh.
Maybe it was good we kept it in a protected box.
So,
It will be hard to say without locating the merchant itself. But we have an accurate description thanks to our friend, so we can put out a lookout for such individual.
I've got some questions about the demon core.
Yes.
Is it dangerous to be around?
Most certainly. It gives off constant energy. I imagine that
Got it.
energy can be influential over time.
All right.
It is... Again, it is a power source. So it also has a volatile nature to it. Excessive force will likely cause some of that volatile energy to be expelled quite violently.
Follow-up question.
Noted.
If damaged, how big would that volatile release of energy, I'm just going to call it an explosion, how big would the explosion be?
Depends on the force used against it.
Noted.
So, the greater the force, the bigger the blast, one would say.
We could make a weapon out of that.
We're not going to make a weapon out of
thank
that. We're not
God.
going to do anything with those that involves damaging it. And another one. This isn't going to call out to demons and other foul creatures, is it? Is it not? It's not a lighthouse.
It's not a beacon, if that's what you're asking for, but no, it is
Other hand.
definitely not something that should be made into a weapon either. Using it in such a way would definitely not ensure your survival.
Then is there a way we can safely dispose of them?
You could give them over to the First Watch. They keep all sorts of demonic artifacts under lock and key, and they already have a storage of demon cores. Usually from fallen constructs that they have found out in the field, and the occasional rogue ones, like the ones you've acquired.
Would lead happen to stop and contain the energy? Perhaps direct it?
It definitely contains the energy, so long as nothing volatile happens to the container.
We could definitely make a weapon out of this.
I'm
We are
putting
not
a
making a weapon
full
out of
stop
this.
Aspen.
on this being a weapon.
Cut back to the wagon with Vanya playing drums on the top of the box.
Hey, what a scene! Look, I can juggle.
Hey, want to see what happens if we drop this box off the bridge?
Eh.
I
What
learned we
bridge?
could chip it if we smash them against each other.
This has been a certified black box moment.
Okay, was there anything else on the list that we need to be worried about, aside from these demon cores? God, I hate that name.
I
I
think
think
we
it's a
need to
great
make
name
those
for a band that I'm
priority.
going to be in the future.
You play music?
I can if I want to.
Alright, we'll go discuss the situation of the demon cores, and we can come back to you with further details.
Wait, I was going to ask if they had any books on the Spellbreaker Order before we left.
What was your inquiry?
If you have any material covering the Spellbreaker Order in this old section of the library?
Insight check.
Ah, boy.
Oh no!
Can I insight check that as well?
Absolutely, you've been eyeing this woman all day.
I want to.
19.
I know what you are looking at.
14. Fennec gay symbol.
What the fuck? I actually rolled well? I was really hoping I could make a "oh, they're gay" joke again, but this is competence.
Well, Set Ignatius, you both notice that Farah's gaze is definitely focused quite heavily on Vegas after that inquiry. It's not a name I've heard in some time. I believe I might have something, though.
It's more than the past few people I've asked have had, so please share.
What is your interest in the Spellbreakers? How did you come to learn
Family
about
affairs.
that? Family affairs. I have to ask further. What type of family affairs?
Before my dad went, he left me a note that said I'd had to fill in his shoes. And my dad was allegedly the last Spellbreaker, if I remember correctly as a player.
Your father was a Spellbreaker.
Yes.
What was their name?
Gavriel. Grimminge.
I do know of that name.
Well, that's a first.
Yes, I heard he fell a bit before the war. The hands of another Spellbreaker.
Another one.
Aziza left that part out.
Spellbreaker history is very not well documented. There were only ever fewer than 10 Spellbreakers in the entire Beast world, and their history is not fairly long. Many of which herald from Vigno.
Yeah, that's where my dad was from.
From what I know, there was some form of quarrel between your father and another Spellbreaker, Matthias Rhodes. The details of which have been left vague. But
Yeah, I'll say.
from
I don't know if you have a description of this Matthias.
I do not, unfortunately. The name is not particularly familiar to me beyond that particular documentation.
Mm-hmm.
Only that they held a duel out in Vigno. I believe it was, not too far from Landbridge.
Uh-huh.
You might be able to find some more astute details there. But from my knowledge of the Spellbreakers, they are entirely extinct at this point.
At this point. Well, that's as good as a lead as I've gotten thus far, so thank you.
Of course. I do hope this does help with some closure.
Mm-hmm.
Spellbreakers have a bit of a bloodied history.
Yeah, I know nothing about it.
They are great martial fighters and adept spellcasters. Imagine the greatest of warriors who can also wield the most powerful of spells. The best of a soldier and an astute wizard.
Well, I got half of that filled out. Guess which?
She kind of just looks your outfit over for a second. Not the wizard, I take it.
Yeah. Good guess.
If your father thinks you may have that potential, it could be possible for you to restore that order, but I personally wouldn't advise it.
Fair enough warning. Thank you.
From what I know, spellbreakers have such great power that they can almost rival armies themselves. But that power is an unchecked source of power, and like all power, it is influential, often in the most negative of ways.
Where do they draw their power from?
The Arcana, and nature, and the divine.
Got it. Okay, that's a big list. Oh, that covers it for me.
Like a warlock, druid, and wizard in one of them.
It's a pretty big plate.
Probably closer towards a cleric, a druid, and a sorcerer.
Fair enough.
I met a druid once. It was cool.
Is there anything else I can be of assistance of?
If we come back and you're not here, what's a good way to reach you?
I am always here. I never leave the Anatheum.
Okay, good. Little ominous, but that's good to hear.
Remind me, where would you want us to send those cores?
You will want to
Guard.
take them to the Order of the First Watch. They are the combat division of both Dramphinian and Abadanian paladins here within Calville. They oversee everything demon-related, including the offensive against the Blackwild.
Thank you.
Now then,
I do believe that would conclude our business for now, but we are almost certainly going to return.
very
In all
well.
likelihood, yes.
Then, if I may, I wish to speak with Iset alone,
Oh no.
if you don't mind, that is.
Very well.
You two have fun.
And we'll go on break.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Break already? Holy shit.
Fear. We've been lore heavy this session.
Oh yes.
I'll be right
Good
back.
timing, though. I need more water.
I'm gonna need a fucking drink to steal myself for this.
I return.
Oh wow.
Hello,
Wow.
you there,
Yeah.
dog.
What?
I need to kidnap you so we can play more Hunt Showdown at some point.
Oh, feel free. Ask me whenever. It's not like I've got anything on my docket most days.
The Arc Raiders isn't out yet, and I need I need my extraction shooter kick, and I'm not doing it
Yeah.
solo.
Really, really looking forward to Arc Raiders. It was so solid during the playtest.
Seeing what Bungie are doing with
Marathon.
art theft of a game.
I mean, that's not the first time they've been caught doing that.
It isn't, but the longer this story has gone on, the longer it's just like, what the hell, guys?
I mean, did you know that Halo was a book? They stole that. No, I'm kidding. I know that they've got rights to the story, but
The
yeah.
it's the fucking, it's the fact that
Or like with
the
Destiny
art
when they stole that
director-
guy's gun texture for the Nerf
Yeah.
festival or whatever. Yeah,
it's the fact
they've
that
been doing this.
the art director was following this artist apparently
Yeah.
for years.
And just like aping their style entirely. Yeah,
It's just like, guys, come on, please.
I expect nothing less of them, honestly.
I expect better because they made some of the best games out there for so
Yeah,
long,
past
and then
past tense though, you know, like
they
that time
dropped
is
off
well
so
past.
hard.
Literally,
It's,
though, every time a games company does this, they get fucking called out for it, and it's shit for PR. It's a whole terrible thing. Why do people keep thinking they are going to be the magic one to get away with it?
It's the worst thing about this is like Marathon is like, it's on the surface it's an extraction shooter, and then like
Yeah.
you start looking at it and it's just
It's
they've
worse.
clearly just lifted the basically the gameplay from Destiny and just went, here you go, it's an
And
extraction
also,
shooter now.
it's also a hero shooter now.
The thing that no one wants in any extraction shooter.
The real, like, the everyone being 5 years late to it kind of game. Yeah.
Mm.
And it's also like that change only occurred when they hired on the guy that led Valorant, and it makes total sense after you
Yeah.
realize that that he's heading the project. Oops.
I the one thing I want for Arc Raiders is for them to 100% not be using any AI stuff, and then I'll be happy. Because
Yeah.
Embark used it pretty heavily in the finals, so I want to make sure they're
It
not
was
doing
so
it.
dumb. It's such a dumb decision.
Mm.
And they're like, yeah, it saves money, but like in the grand scheme of things, not that much. Like in a budget of a game, voice acting is not even a fraction of the entire
You
budget.
could just have people in the office do it. If
Yeah,
you're
have
that
the
bothered.
dude.
Yeah.
And it's bad. Like, and then the thing
Mortal
is,
Kombat did it. You can do it.
yeah. The thing is that's funny about the finals is that you can just turn the dialogue off, and then it's just like they don't, it's
Yeah.
like they never used AI at all.
Exactly.
Which is like, why? Because the dialogue sucks. The dialogue is stilted, unfun, and fucking like over the top layer of the game, insulting.
Yeah.
So I just play with it off, and I'm like, oh, this is a cool arena shooter. But then, yeah, if I turn it back on, it's like the worst dialogue ever.
I come back to my
Hello.
room. Willow follows me and then turns around and leaves.
Oh,
Just making sure you got back there nice and safe.
she knows she got
I
something
guess
important going on.
You've
I
been
can't let
herded.
have little creature.
Loki followed us downstairs when we went to get water, and then went into this. We were given a like a cat igloo basically, and he wasn't using it for so long. And then the other day, I just kind of filled it with catnip, and now he's been using it ever since. So there you go. If you want your cat to use anything, drug them.
Make it a
Drug.
flop house.
Drugs are always the answer.
He loves his
So true.
catnip. That cat is
So true.
don't do kids drugs.
I love catnip.
Smoke catnip
It does
every
actually
day.
smell really nice.
in my Tuesday game, very kind of actually on topic, the Tabaxi in my version of the Sword Coast have catnip tea.
That's really cute.
Yeah. I know it's like a thing you can get real cats, so I don't see why like a species of cat people wouldn't do that. So catnip tea. Also, because it's also on my brain right now, if any of you are into even slightly into 40k games, because of the skulls thing they've got going, the Games Workshop have got going at the moment, a lot of the 40k or just Warhammer in general games are super heavy discounted right now.
Total War 3 is on discount. I was thinking of grabbing that.
I
Bolt
would
Gun
while
2
it's
was
on
announced.
sale. Yeah.
How long is the sale for?
Until June, I think. What's it?
Damn.
For real?
Warhammer.
That's enough time. Yeah, I just gotta open for commissions real quick.
And Skulls. May 29th, sorry. So
yeah, that's plenty of time.
Days or so. And it's some of these discounts are ridiculous. Like, if you haven't got Bolt Gun and you like boomer shooters, buy it. It's
Bolt Gun is
so
just good.
Bolt Gun is class A.
Also, they released a free version of Bolt Gun, which is like Typing of the Dead.
Yeah, I saw that.
Highly recommend that if you want a silly game.
That's funny.
We
What
need
is it
another
called?
Typing of the Dead like. Those games are great.
There was one that came out lately. Like Blood Typers.
Yeah, Blood Typers. It's a multiplayer game too.
Nice.
Also, Good Old Games are picking up a bunch of like the ancient Warhammer games, all the way back to stuff like Shadow of the Horned Rat, which is like a really, really old RTS game in the vein of like the Total War battles. It's very fun, or at least it used to be way back when.
Oh wait, Jade, do you have Rogue Trader?
Yes.
We should do a Rogue Trader run. That game is really funny.
Could be fun. And they've got Dark Heresy coming out soon as well.
True, yeah.
Hershey.
And then it's Owlcat, so I'd imagine they've got Only War on the docket somewhere. Because if you're doing Dark Heresy and Rogue Trader, you may as well do the other book they did.
Yeah.
And then there's Death Watch, which is just Space Marines killing things, which,
I do like Space Marine game.
Side note, I think we got everyone.
Yep. Alrighty. So, Charlotte, Vegas, Ignatius, and Aspen. I imagine you all politely leave the room.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not to.
A little hesitancy there.
You guys want to go and get something to eat?
I was just wondering, like, if I look around, can I see a bathroom?
Down here?
Yeah.
Perception check.
Oh god.
Not 20. Everything's a bathroom if you're brave enough.
Oh my god.
Let's look at Disco Elysium roll.
Looking
Aspen,
around.
no, Aspen, no.
Yeah, looking around
That is a Disco Elysium roll.
quickly, there does not appear to be any form of bathroom down here.
So I'm just going to say to this person we've been talking to, I do not see any bathroom.
No?
Maybe further.
You said you never leave, so...
He said it's just pinching the bridge of her nose again, just glares over at Aspen and says, "Just get out."
It's a legitimate question.
Their lavatory is upstairs.
Do you want us to wait for you, Asid, or do you want us to just meet you back up?
I'll meet back up
Don't
with you.
leave.
This may take a while.
grab something to eat and surprise them.
Okay.
You don't stay right here all the time.
Ignatius is gonna thwap Aspen on the back of their head.
Iggy.
We're just getting a move on. Come on.
Yeah, we should
I like
go.
the slap.
We
I
should
can
go.
do a better slap than that. Okay, we will go.
Okay. It's a little bit louder.
It's warm in here.
No. Okay, that's better. Wait, I think that was the one I was just using too. It is.
It was.
It is. It's the same song.
Which one was it? Oh, it was this one. There we go. Okay. So, you are left alone in the room with Farah. And she smiles to you and just kind of picks up the tea and takes a quick big sip. So, what brings a set to my part of the beast world?
Traveling along with this delving crew. Nothing more to it. What's it to you?
Just curious what you've been up to all these centuries. You've practically disappeared.
Surviving.
Fair enough. I take it you weren't aware that I was here. It's a little bit more intense music than I intended. It's a little bit.
It's a fight.
Draws weapons.
This is talking when you have social anxiety.
So true.
Good lord.
Conversations are turn-based combat if you think about it.
This will be better. Okay. So, I didn't catch if you responded to her last question.
What was it again?
Wasn't certain if you knew that I was here.
It was a bit of a shock, I'll admit. But I guess in retrospect, I shouldn't be too surprised.
Yes, well, I've spent a great deal of many centuries here, blending in, as it were. It's very helpful to have a jackal preserve beast history for them.
It is, yes.
Especially when there's so many loose ends in the story of this world. Undocumented events, and many tales coming through.
I've had the pleasure of being witness to quite a few of them.
I imagine you have, as many delvers. But I do have a slight concern with your friend.
Go on.
Your friend brought up the Spellbreaker order. And while I do know very little about it, as it wasn't fully documented, they were a very secretive order. I do know that their history is filled with quite a bit of bloodshed.
I'm aware, yes.
I don't know if you are. The amount of fighting that Spellbreakers do borders on unnecessary levels. Spellbreakers seem to exist as a way of keeping the peace, but in reality they are glorified soldiers who control more than they should. While they normally would answer to lords, they often acted on their own.
Mm-hmm.
Your friend has a deeply troubled history with them, given his connection through his father. I have a feeling you're going to end up heading back to Vinyo at some point.
That seems highly likely, yes. Get to the points.
It's difficult, given your history, what happened with you in particular. You have my condolences, of course.
First I've ever heard from a jackal, I'll admit.
It is a shame. Your husband was a very brilliant person.
The chariot was distant at times, but certainly one of the brighter minds I'd ever met.
Well, your path and your friend's path are a little more intertwined than I think you first care to believe.
Are you telling me my late husband had something to do with this?
Not particularly, but I have heard rumors about a recent flame of yours.
Do we elaborate now?
Your interest, I should say, in Veronica Taylor is a very quaint one. I'm not sure how it came to be, but the lines that you are going to be crossing at some point are going to, I'm not say lead you down a similar road, but it is going to be very, very difficult. Veronica was another student being trained to be a spellbreaker.
I had my suspicions as such. Out of character, I literally have in my notes a fucking like line saying "spellbreaker in training?" question marks.
Yes, well, part of the thing that I left out for your friend is the dispute that had his father killed was over whether or not Veronica should have been trained.
Wasn't Ty as her father.
Mentor.
Interesting.
Unfortunately, further details are, as I said, not available. But I do know that Matthias was apparently the one to train Veronica. Whether or not that training ever came to be, I do not know.
We had a confrontation at some point, but she told me that Lord Treyarch of Southlands was her trainer. Was the one who trained her. I suppose it's not completely out of the realm of possibility that these two are perhaps the same individual.
It could be possible. The rumor has it that Matthias Rhodes was killed in the Invader War. One of the last spellbreakers to fall.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
You seem very astute about this. You had your own theories, I take it.
You worry about someone day in, day out. You start to think about what could have led to this sequence of events.
Well, I hope it works out with you and Veronica, given the nature of what happened with your husband. Hopefully he is understanding wherever he is.
I'll be honest, I've completely given up on the thought of ever seeing that man again. I loved him, but he's been gone for 9 centuries. I'd be foolish if he held at this point.
I wouldn't give up so much hope. There are some jackals that are continuing his research.
Anyone I should be aware of?
Well, the most pressing individual is the wisest of the Arcana, Kanan. He is only 800 some years old, but has complete grasp and mastery over the Arcana. Your husband's research into realms and interplanar travel is fascinating.
A bit of an obsession of his. Back when we were married, I will admit I did not much care for it, rather seemed to rather hoping to see to guiding this world into a better place than where it's at now.
Well, I know you feel as if you were not treated properly, but should you ever return to the Jackal Cities, seek out Kanan. He might be able to help.
I shall keep that in mind. Thank you.
Of course. Where do you plan to go from here?
I do not know. Wherever the winds take me, wherever necessity does. My priority, first and foremost, is to manage to build up some sort of happy life with Veronica, together with Veronica, however long that will last. But beyond that, I do not know. I'm sure the pieces will fall into place by themselves.
A very Delver attitude. Perhaps your friends are rubbing off on you.
I was never much like other jackals in the first place.
Well, I apologize if I caused you any unnecessary anxiety, singling you out. I just thought I should give you a heads up from what I know.
I'll admit I was hesitant to say the least, but honestly, thank you.
Of course.
This has been an enlightening conversation.
I will add, though, probably do not extend your stay in Calibil too long. I don't imagine your friends are going to be very welcome here.
Neither will I be, admittedly.
You hold up better against warding.
Some of us learn how to slip under the radar through practice in other ways.
Well, nature claws at the walls of the causeway on this particular portion. So, do be best to fly low.
Well ahead of you.
Is there anything I can do for you before you leave?
I'm trying to think of something because, like, I don't think she'd just like leave without like asking for anything at all. But also, can't think of anything in the moment.
Okay. If you want to whisper something in our channel later, when you think of it, you can do that.
Yeah,
And we will say
I'll do
it
that.
happened retroactively.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds good.
All right. So, she thanks you for your time and lets you be on your way.
Mm-hmm.
Now then. Back to that. So, Mesquite and Vanya, you get a
Oh my gosh,
knock on
hi.
your wagon door.
Oh boy.
Oh my gosh, hi.
Gonna glance at a ski. Guess we all get it. What's the speech?
Ski will just stand up and she'll go over and get the door, I suppose.
I accidentally did something. Okay. Alright. You open the door and you see standing before you is a relatively short tiger woman, about 4'9" to be exact.
She's gonna fuck me. She's tall.
She has on a black cloak and was blackish, but a darkish cloak. Carrying a shield and a sword and some, I believe it's half plate. But she smiles towards you and says, "Oh, I didn't know if you were in here or not. This is Delver Wagon, is it?"
It is, though most of the Delvers aren't home right now.
That's fine, that's fine. I was, wanting to inquire if I could borrow your help.
Vanya leans
I'm
in.
listening.
Yes, I have a problem. I dropped something over the side of the causeway wall, closer to the Dramphinians' controlled area. They won't let me get it. I don't know if either of you have any expertise with sneaking around.
Can I insight this person?
Yes.
They seem very sus. Oh god.
Extremely shifty.
Seems trustworthy to me.
Well, what is it exactly we should be keeping an eye out for?
It's a talisman. It has a very unique marking on it. It was a gift from a friend of mine, from one of our previous delves.
Could you draw the symbol?
Certainly. Do you have any paper with you?
Pulls out paper and a little bit of charcoal.
She takes a moment and she draws a very archaic looking symbol that kind of reminds you of a Bade. But it looks slightly different in that it is more angular. It's sharper edges, which is... It could just be, like, how she draws it in particular, but it just looks sharper.
You said you dropped it off the causeway.
Yes, unfortunately, I got bumped by a merchant, and in my very vain attempt to grab it, it fell over the edge. If it's too much to ask for you, then I could try to see if I could find someone else.
I could give it a go. I'd need some help getting down this side, but
Which is precisely where I come in. In any case, once we've returned it to you, is there anything you might expect in return?
I don't have much, but I could pay you.
For something like this, I think that's more than enough.
Oh, I have an idea on top of that, but we'll talk about that if it actually... Actually, no. She's gonna reach into the bag of holding and pull out half of that stack of flyers on the Traveler and just kind of push it at this person and say, if you promise to give these out, then that can be part of it.
No, what are these? Clutching these, like, barely.
Dungeoneer wants us to just ask questions and hand out these. Actually, she's going to pull out Svek's business card as well and give a copy of that for details. Basically, if you find out anything about this weird thing in the dungeon, to report to this dragon over at the Dungeoneers Guild.
Oh, okay. That seems fairly simple.
But Ski, you can... Do you think we should both go?
I think it would be considerably easier if we did. Sometime tonight.
Okay. Could you tell us where you dropped it?
Oh, certainly. Would it be easier just to show you? Describing the walls of the causeway are kind of difficult.
I could go with you and then come back and we can go later, so it's easier to
that works.
Do it. You okay here, Ski, just in case someone comes back, or do you want to come with?
You have your fun.
Okay.
I don't want to draw too much attention now.
Actually, give me a moment. She's gonna go back into the wagon, and I'm gonna use disguise self to look like essentially Walmart special Charlotte, but instead of the sort of brownish hair that Charlotte kind of peeks out of Charlotte's headdress, it's just like pure white, almost blondish hair.
Okay.
Let's go.
No, magical disguise.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm Eslin, by the way.
Vanya offers a hand.
And she shakes it.
Though, while I'm like this, Chantel.
What was the name?
Chantel.
Okay. Well, Chantel, shall we be on our way?
Just gives a nod.
All right. And she starts leading you kind of back up to the way you came, following back up towards where the top of the causeway walls lead. She takes you a little bit further around. It takes, I want to say, about 30 minutes of walking, and you come closer towards a part of the causeway wall that is just like, I wouldn't say overrun, but heavily controlled by Dramphinians. Like, this is the one part of the wall that faces directly towards the Black Wild. So this is the most watched part of the city.
It's a sting operation.
Yeah.
Right?
She keeps her hood up and travels alongside of you. It's just a little bit further up ahead.
And down there.
And down, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You eventually get towards a section of the wall that, for the moment, seems relatively unguarded. And she
Could
kind of...
I look around to see if there's any, like, notable patrol paths or anything coming around here, or
Yeah,
people that seem to be watching any part of this edge of the wall, basically?
perception. $22. As you're coming through, you do notice some glances from the Dramphinians in like both of your directions, but they don't seem to really like interfere or interject. As you get closer towards this part of the wall, though, you do notice there's a little bit more inconsistent spacing. Like, this is a heavily guarded side of the causeway, and this particular spot of the wall does not appear to be. Which is odd.
Yeah, I was going to say, is it kind of inconsistent in a way that would be actually suspicious, or just inconsistent in a they're just being sloppy?
Given how very, like, you've seen the patrols are pretty heavy. There's always multiple Dramphinians together. For the most part, every part of the wall is covered, except for this one.
Kind of keeping a low tone is just going to be like, it's odd that they're not really watching this bit of the wall, isn't it?
Just a tad bit. Makes our job easier, though.
Feels weird.
Quickly, we can get a quick glance. Just kind of like moves closer towards this side of the wall.
I'm very suspicious of this person at this point. It feels a bit weird now that I'm here. Can I just give them that sort of once over of do they look like they're planning something, or are they being legit here?
Give me another insight.
Don't fail me. Oh.
12? Something seems off, but you're not sure what.
I'm gonna get into a position where I'm a little bit out of arm's length, but sort of able to peek over the top of the wall. They're making me uncomfortable.
Okay. She eventually gets up towards the wall and looks over the edge down into the jungles, and the jungles below are pretty dense. You see mostly treetops and brush below. It fell down somewhere far here. I'm hoping it didn't get buried.
You wouldn't know if it's magical or anything, would you?
Yes. I got it from the
That could make
dungeon.
this easier.
You said your friend would be able to climb down it?
Yeah, we have hooks and, delvers.
Ah, that makes sense. Okay. Well, we can come back
What
here
was your
later
name
then.
again?
Eslim.
How do you spell it?
Eslem.
Just because I myself am incredibly paranoid also. That was what they said at the wagon, right?
Correct.
Okay.
I do recall that, yes.
My memory is that of a goldfish. Right, well, if we find the time, we'll head on over and have a look. But that'll be later. Is there any way we can find you?
Should I just swing by the wagons? That would probably be easier.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. Well, let's go before anybody sees us.
I'm actually gonna head this way, and she's gonna like thumb into a different direction. But I'll meet you back there, and then I'm gonna try and disappear into the crowd and get back before she does.
Okay. As you are leaving, you notice several Dramphinians that you didn't see before now stepping out.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try and slip into the crowd. And vanish.
There's no crowd over here. It is mostly
Oh, no.
Dramphinians. They have blocked off this part of the walkways. They have,
Awesome.
surrounding both you and Eslam.
Slip off into the crowd. That is all Gramphinians.
They have weapons pointed at you.
Just at me?
If you turn around, you see Eslam also has her sword drawn.
Extended sigh. I'm gonna drop the disguise. There's no point in keeping that up now.
You think it would be so easy for your kind to just sneak in here like this? Slip under Dramfine's nose?
Just an extended sort of sigh. And, can I scan this crowd to see if there's like a way past them easily?
You've got 4 Dramphinians, and this person now. Ironically, the quickest way out of this situation would be over the wall. Yeah. Also,
do it. Pull the fugitive on them.
The
Oh no, because
the Dramphinians that have surrounded you as well are now looking to her. What are your orders, Mother Eslam?
oh Christ!
Called it.
Oh, cool design though.
Nice.
Take her for now. We will figure out what to do with her in a moment.
Wait. Do you know a Cyrus?
She narrows her eyes.
I take it that's a yes.
We will talk about this someplace more private. Move along. And they have now kind of formed around you.
She's just kind of. All right, sure. I want this known that I didn't resist at all. I was legitimately looking to help somebody that needed help here.
They basically do not respond to you at this point, and lead you, ironically, back down into the center of the shield ring.
Yeah, she's just kind of ranting to herself mentally.
They didn't put you in cuffs yet.
No, she's not resistant, but not happy. I'm just gonna very quickly look to Eslam. Mother Eslam, if you don't mind, can I at least report to my crew about what's happening?
We're already sending Dramphinians over that way.
Okay. Might want to have questions with Ignatius then.
No,
As
we
part
will
of the
definitely
crew.
have questions for your paladin friend.
Sorry. Don't mind me.
It's loud screaming in the distance.
He sensed a disturbance.
Ignatius, why do I feel like I'm in trouble all of a sudden?
Sorry, but that
No,
feeling's
it's
there
just
all the
anxiety.
time, actually.
But yeah.
Catholicism, baby.
But yeah, they lead you down towards the Dramphinian training grounds, where there are, so many paladins. So many paladins. They take you to a part of the, Causeway wall itself that they have integrated into. And there is a small, makeshift prison, as it were. And you're essentially just led into one of the nearby cells.
They haven't disarmed me or anything, so.
No,
Or
they've
have they
they've
taken... No?
they've left you with your equipment for now.
Okay.
The rest of the Dramphinian guards leave, except for Eslam. So, what are you?
What do you mean, what am I?
Well, you clearly reacted negatively to the Anthenium's wards. You didn't think my paladins wouldn't be trained to notice that.
I didn't expect a library to be... Whatever.
A library on the edge of the Blackwild.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Okay, so... Again, you know Cyrus.
I know of Cyrus.
You know what he does for you.
Are you talking about the Moonlit Slayers, then?
Yes. I'm not part of them, but I'm associated at this point.
So you are like them, then?
If it makes this pass easier, yes. Ignatius is watching after me to make sure I don't fall, so to say.
Persuasion check.
That's the wrong one. I wish that was what I had for persuasion. Where is it? There it is. Oh, not bad. Same roll.
Decent roll.
Same roll. She looks you over for a moment and is quiet for a second. So delving is what you do, then.
It's an intermediary profession, yeah.
And your friend Ignatius is the one who is your ward, as it to be.
From the very start of my practicing this, yes. And I don't believe I kept it hidden. From him, at least.
So I guess the following question is, how did this come to be? Nature is very dangerous in the Bation.
This happened in Elements.
And you think that your presence here is not going to affect the Blackwild?
Well, negatively, I hope, with what I plan to do with all this.
She's kind of like narrowing her eyes at this point. Are you planning to enlist on the front lines?
Eventually, maybe. Though I find that places that aren't the front lines are getting a little neglected here and there. Granfield was sort of in trouble, and you barely spared anybody to go look.
I had reports that Mother Lydusa took care of it.
We took care of it. Delvers. Not her. She didn't even set foot in the place. Sure, she badly kept things from escaping.
Damn.
Is this how you met Cyrus, then?
On the way, yes. Not far from the Vista itself.
And what of the rest of your party? Your other friend also negatively reacted to the wards.
Before our push, I suppose, she was the one aiding me. Now it's mostly my own case.
That being true, whether it is or not, she still reacted negatively to the wards, and the only way to have that happen is if there is unnature in your body. I'm asking for you to tell us what she is. Because if you don't, and you don't convince me, we will probably kill her.
There's that sort of long pause and a clearly thinking sort of expression. I don't entirely know, but she's not a problem, and she's not dangerous outside of being a somewhat powerful sorceress.
I think that calls for a deception check.
Is that really a lie?
That you don't know very much.
She doesn't know exactly what's going on. She that's not a lie.
A lie of omission, if anything, but still.
Yeah. I suppose deception still makes sense and not telling the whole truth.
Let's see. Well, we're bringing your friend in either way, so you and your party will have to vouch for you and your friend.
Suppose that makes sense.
I don't think you truly realize the gravity of your presence here.
Maybe not here, but
Specifically
what
here.
I do isn't exactly liked. Why at least inform me?
This close to the Black Wild, unnature of any kind helps the Black Wild expand. We can't push the Black Wild back. It is a constant presence and force. We can only keep it at bay. The more unnature is closer to the Black Wild, the quicker it pushes to the Causeway. If it reaches the walls, we will not be able to stop it.
So holding me here is actively making this worse. Instead, you could let me leave, and my party leave, and we can get further away. Surely that makes more sense.
It would be better to remove all unnature entirely. Would you rather go that route?
Just kind of folds her arms.
We will speak further once your party has arrived. She wanders off at this point.
Just shooting daggers through eyes. Vanya's giving the biggest if looks could kill glare at this woman right now.
She's just a little old.
Any of the Dranfinians that look at her while she's in there.
She's just a little lost elder girl.
Vanya's trust in people is eroding very quickly.
Yes. Aset, you eventually rejoin with the rest of the party. I imagine outside the library.
Yes.
The rest of you head back to the wagons.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
You eventually arrive back to the wagons and find several Dramphinians have basically surrounded it at this point. Weapons are drawn, but not pointed.
Oh, Aspen's absolutely matching that energy.
And Aspen, don't.
Aspen, don't be an idiot, please.
Iggy, what happened? What did we do?
What? Why are you looking at me? It's the wagon. We weren't here. It was the two of
They're
them.
your people. You do the talking.
Drampfinian!
Hey,
Well, it is.
all right.
What seems to be the issue? I'll step forward if they're all arguing.
You are the owners
Iggy
of these
will-
wagons, are you?
Sorry, what?
We're asking if you own these wagons. Do they belong to you?
Yes, these are my group's wagons.
We need you all, including your Ovine friend within the wagon, to come with us.
Why?
To what end?
Mother Eslim requests your presence. You are not allowed to deny her. Under order of the First Watch.
Well, let's not dally then.
Oh wait, what did we do anyway?
Yep, don't
That's
pose the
not-
hypothetical.
I don't even know who this person is.
We're about to find out. Let's go.
Aspen, I don't want you end up in jail again.
I'll tell
Or
your
ending,
mom.
or ending all of us in jail, for that matter.
I feel like that's exactly what's happening.
There's a difference between being
Detained.
asked to come in, detained, and being arrested.
You know what? Maybe I sort of thought it was more cordial if they didn't draw their weapons.
Are they pointing them at you?
No, but they didn't need to draw them either.
Look, let's just not worry about this. Let's go meet Mother Islam, was it?
Eslim.
Islam. Let's go meet Mother Islam, and we will sort this out. No need to draw weapons. No need for you to make a ruckus.
Also, Aski, at no point did any of these Dramphinians announce their presence to you. They've just been chilling outside the wagons.
Yeah, no, that I mean, the sheer presence of them, and Ski has probably been readying herself to try to make some daring escape if they tried anything. But I guess we're going quietly, huh?
Okay, may I
This
go
is
and grab
unskippable.
something personal from the wagon first?
No.
Let's
Do
just
you
get a
know
move on.
You're supposed to be on my side.
Let's just
Tackle.
get
That's
this
already
cleared.
a benefit of the doubt.
Just going to grab something.
Katarina can't come.
No, I wouldn't dream. Katarina gets to stay here free. She is a queen. She looks after her wagons.
Non-issue. Let's just get a move on.
Let's
Alright.
get going, please.
Do I have leave to grab something from the wagon?
Grab it now or stop talking.
That is up to the nice people around our wagon.
What are you retrieving?
Just some personal items.
Define personal.
Knickknacks, things from home. Just something I like to generally keep on my person that I forgot this morning.
Persuasion check.
Could also be a deception check, but
They look at each other for a moment. Be quick.
Wow, I can't believe you actually got that.
So Aspen's gonna go in and just grab one of their like random belongings that they've got in there, but also grab one of the obsidian orbs or the demon cores.
The things that you've put in a locked box.
In the wagon.
That
Yeah.
Ignatius
Yeah,
has
That
the
you
key
do not
to?
have the key for.
Shit.
Yeah.
Can I get the key off Iggy?
I
think we're
don't
past that
think
point.
so.
I don't think he's gonna let you. I mean, it's his decision, but
Iggy, would you let me like grab the key first?
If
Aspen's just like,
Aspen
"Oh,
reaches
I need the
to
key."
grab something off it, no.
No, I just need the key.
Absolutely not.
Ugh,
Go get your knickknacks.
fine. So Aspen will just go in and grab a few things to make it look legit.
Do you take the
And some
box?
snacks. No, it was just gonna be one that I was gonna try and pocket. Because if they tried to detain us, what? That's one hell of an option.
What are you gonna do? Throw it at the ground?
Yeah, pretty much. I was just gonna like, if they tried to detain us, I was gonna pull it out and be like, I've been told this explodes if we apply a lot of force.
yes, let's
Let's see
blow
what
up
happens if we
Causeway.
throw it.
I'm surprised you didn't
Let's
try
make a name for
breaking the
ourselves
lock.
as terrorists.
Aspen's like, we
Evil
can
rock
all
makes water
lose.
boil.
Exactly. Or you
You
can just
know,
let us go.
Going
That's
for the
worse. You let us
PG-3
go,
Gale
and we
percent.
take you let us go, and we take Unnature away from the Blackwild, or the Blackwild area can lose a load of its defenders.
I have questioned Charlotte's alignment as of late, and to me, at least, the Aspen go chaotic evil terrifies me.
Yeah, no, I think that's where
See, I
you
don't worry
fight
about
an
alignment.
entire garrison of paladins, who are all very high level.
I
Yeah, but they
really
wouldn't want
don't
to
wanna
fight
do
us,
that.
because if they start fighting, then I throw the orb.
You think that's gonna stop them?
It's the dead
We're
man's
gonna be
trigger.
chased by the
That's-
entire
this isn't
fucking
like-
world.
Right now.
More to the
This
point,
isn't
do you
the
think I'm bluffing?
WMD.
Yes.
I'm not.
You're not just gonna break the lock or anything, or actually just gonna okay, good. Cool, thumbs up.
It's fine.
alright.
You're not giving me the key. I'm not gonna force it. It's not
I mean,
happening.
fast forward to Operation Throw the Orb, and it just goes and like does 20 damage to everybody.
I know how much damage it does.
That's good.
Oh no.
But do they know how much damage it does?
No,
They actually probably have
Anyway.
a pretty good idea.
Shit. Okay, never mind.
I'm
Anyways,
thinking multiple D20s. Anyway,
I will need more dice. Anyways, yes, you were all eventually led in somewhat tight formation by the Dramphinians to their portion of the causeway, their training grounds, as it were, right up against the wall that they have taken over. You see the small tiger woman, seemingly just sitting up on top of a nearby barrel, and she waves towards the Dramphinians, and they depart. You are the crew that belongs to Vanya, correct?
well, I wouldn't say we belong to any of each other, but yeah,
belongs to is a strong word. Yes.
She
we're
also
all very free spirits.
She also draws her sword and points it towards Iski. And this one,
Also part of the group. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I am Mother Eslim. And you all are
I
in.
meant that to a ski, but I am Ignatius Sortratus. Nice to meet you.
I have many questions for you, Ignatius.
And I only
Yeah, I
have one
figured.
mother.
What'd you say, Dante?
Aspen said, I only have one mother.
Just like a side eye from her.
There's a side eye from
Visible
everyone.
cringing on Eset's part.
Charlotte snickers.
I need you all to speak plainly and speak quickly. What is your purpose here in Kalabil?
Research.
On what?
various matters of our choice.
That was not
think-
speaking plainly.
Then
When
I
I
will.
address you as such, you will answer as such.
And I will.
We have been researching the problems that have been affecting us personally, things that we are out in the world dealing with, not hiding away in little buildings and hoarding knowledge of.
So you had 2 members of your party afflicted with unnature attempt to enter the Athenaeum.
Yes.
Afflicted is a strong word,
That's fun.
but I am fed up of every time we go somewhere getting caught up with petty mid-level bureaucrats. Got enough of that at home.
Okay, first off, not petty or mid-level, nor bureaucrat. Every single word of that was wrong. Second off, she could kill us, carte blanche, and be completely justified in her decision. No one would question it. Let's cooperate.
Someone at least understands the gravity of the situation.
I don't know, I feel like there would be people that would say something about it.
Aspen, shut the hell up.
This is not the time. This is quite serious. We were researching into the nature of several demon cores we came across. We did not know what they were, and we wanted to know what they were. We went in the library to look into that. I will elaborate further on any questions you may have and any other details.
How did you come into possessions of demon cores?
Bender, we were looking for obsidian, correct, Aspen? I believe that was you.
Duh.
So an accident, then.
We already talked about this with the
I'm
very
not-
nice...
A merchant at Fort Talleyrand pawned him off to Aspen here.
Our friend.
We have
was
already discussed it
scammed.
with Farah.
You spoke with Farah, then.
Correct.
Yes.
She did not mention anything to me. Wonderful.
This was recent, very, very recent. We walked in, we spoke to her, we left, and then we returned to the wagon.
I literally just came out of the library.
This is no fault on her part.
There is no way she could have had the time to inform you people.
Very well, I believe you. But then comes the matter of your friends. What are you? Gesturing to a ski, sword still pointing.
If I knew, I would tell you. But this affliction, as you call it, has been a part of my being due to circumstances outside of my control. Though I suspect I know a bit more about where in particular they may have come from now. Needless to say, it was not by my choice that I am the way I am. And it may entirely be the case that I am one of a kind in this world. But I assure you that I am no particular friend of fiends.
She watches you as you speak, like listening very intently to every word you say. And there seems to be some sense of understanding. She lowers the blade. Very well. Looking towards Ignatius. Your ward, as it were.
Vanya?
Yes.
Yeah.
Her condition is different. Her circumstances are different. But for the time being, I will allow you to leave Collabville unharmed. As much as I would like to strike them down, I do not have proper reasoning to do so at this moment.
Yeah, look at it this way, by setting them free,
Generosity is appreciated, Mother Eslam.
by setting them free, you're also condemning the fate of a lot more fiends. They've killed plenty so far, I'm sure they're going to kill more.
Well, they find themselves on the other side of the causeway. Send them to the Blackwild, then. There's plenty of fiends
We'll
to be
sure
killed.
to make your job easier for you.
I'm sure you've heard about our adventures. Oh my, out of character, forgetting the name of the town we were just at.
Grandfield.
Grandfield. We recently resolved an issue in Grandfield. I'm sure the mother there could communicate that with you.
I've heard
And there
Mother.
was the whole thing.
I've heard Mother Lydusa's report about how the dungeon spewing fiends was sealed up by a group of delvers. Wasn't particularly forthright in the information provided.
That was us.
There was also the
was.
thing in Dole.
What is this? About Dole?
Earlier
Yeah.
in our adventures, we had to deal with the
particular
fiend.
import had co-opted a branch of dungeon, and we put it down there as well.
What kind of fiend?
One of their lords.
What do you
Uh,
mean when you say
Vegas,
Lord?
didn't you draw this? Or am I
Which one?
misremembering?
The boss from the sewer dungeon.
I think the word was Shadow Lord.
That sucks. I lost my notes.
I don't think you could back then because we didn't have our subclasses.
No, we weren't
Yeah, I
level
didn't have the
3 yet.
time.
No, that was the Maelstrom boss that I took my first picture of.
Different
Yeah.
versions, yeah.
We can pry further into the details of what exactly that was. Our memory.
I am
is-
curious.
How long ago was that?
Months.
Do you know?
Months, like half a year now.
Do you know Captain Feld's Dole?
That was in March. It is now October.
I'm not familiar with any individuals personally from Dole.
Communicate with him would provide evidence of our delving there.
He would account for it.
Very well. I'll send word if I need that particular part of your story verified. Come with me, I will find your friend.
Lead the way.
She hops off the barrel and sheaths the sword and walks into this part of the causeway wall and leads you to Vanya, who is currently in one of the jail cells.
Mean mugging the hell out of anybody looking at her. That's not from the party.
She
So much for an easy job.
looks at you for a moment and then unlocks the cell.
Aspen's just gonna pipe up. Ha! One each now.
Ignatius couldn't help but let a little chuckle out there, doing his best to immediately hide it.
Pulls down her bottom eyelid and just sticks her tongue out at Aspen.
All right, everyone is back together. Our group is once more whole. Any other questions that we can answer for you, Mother, or any assistance we can rend?
Yes, I want to know about this Shadow Lord.
Okay, we're gonna have to collect our thoughts on that one.
We killed it. Next.
I mean, yes, we killed it, but
We dispatched it for now, at least.
Didn't it have
I'm
a name?
surprised that with all of the information you apparently have stowed away that you aren't aware. But needless to say, the Black Wild is not the only avenue that fiendish forces are trying to take to establish footholds here in the Beast World.
Yes.
There's
and-
not much known about the Shadow Lords, but it is known they are operating all across the various nations, and we have been trying, in part, to track down where they are currently operating.
Hmm. Do you know the name of the Shadow Lord that you felled?
Deathrock.
Well, that leaves the most arrogant one off the board for the time being. There is a Shadow Lord here. Not here, but here in the Batyan. He's been causing much problems for us for some time.
But we only just got here.
If his death would prove our intent, I can only offer our party's aid in the matter.
Won't it be very powerful?
He is.
If you deem it wise for us to handle such a matter.
I normally wouldn't leave such a matter for a group of delvers, but given the circumstances and your previous run-ins with Shadow Lord, I think you would be more than up for the challenge. But I can't force you to do such.
We do like a good challenge.
We were going to have to take care of them either way. It was better to have the support, I suppose. Tenuous as it may be.
I am looking in the background for my notes. I am trying to find the names of the Shadow Lords. I don't know where I put them.
I have them.
They're
You
tucked
have them?
away there
Thank you.
somewhere.
I knew I had it somewhere.
Yeah, let me just put them in the chat. Or here, I'll even put them in the game chat so that the people watching at home can see it too.
You're a troop.
I just found it in my own notes.
That's the one. Shadow Lord Uthalesh currently resides in the Matalu swamps. At least that is where we believe him to be, spreading his
Can I
influence.
get that spelled from my notes? Thank you.
Which one was this?
Say again?
She said, which one was this?
Uthalesh. This particular Shadow Lord has a corrupting influence on those around them. If you do plan to go after him, be very careful. You in particular, gesturing to both Vanya and Aski, might be more susceptible to his influence.
Something to keep in mind, I suppose, she says, silently giggling because she's got another Shadow Lord with way more influence over her.
Fucking Falkiel sat there sweating bullets
Yeah.
while we're in here.
Trying his best to not be perceived.
Not gonna lie, that's part of the reason Aspen's being such a pain in the ass, because if everyone's paying attention to him, they're not paying attention to Ski.
I guess if you've dealt with one Shadow Lord, and you have intentions to go after another, you are doing us a favor. I cannot hold you here.
Your understanding is appreciated. Any other advice or assistance in this matter would be a major help as well.
Tips or tricks do not get influenced by Shadow Lord sound like a useful thing.
We don't particularly know. We've sent a Dramphinian division towards the swamps to retake that area, and none of them have reported back.
You want us to keep eye out for them too?
We have fear to believe that they may have been corrupted as well.
Yeah, maybe
I
if
was
we
afraid
can
of
defeat
that.
Shadow Lord, we can undo corruption.
Nah.
Worth a try, right?
Let me put it this way. If you save any of my men and you bring them back in one piece, I will be indebted to you.
As it goes.
She looks towards Vanya at this point. No hard feelings, I take it.
Is that pouty look someone gets when they definitely want to say something but they know better?
Well, that's like
Yeah, no hard feelings.
Well then. I have no further questions. Ignatius, you have your work cut out for you.
Yeah. I
don't envy your particular position, but
get that a lot.
Why the really underhanded way of getting me to go help someone?
is that directed towards her?
Yeah.
Needed to split you up. Handle the problems one at a time. It seemed like something Delvers do.
Divide and conquer.
No,
feel like if we
helping
legit
people in
asked
need.
I feel like if you had
Thanks.
asked us, we would have been much more compliant.
Sorry,
I
we
get
take
why
the
they did it.
we take this the situation of unnature very seriously. You saw Farah and just talked to her.
Correct.
Then you've seen some of the damage unnature can do. She kind of gesturing to her arm.
We've seen more than that firsthand. Dead people killed by fiends.
Believe it or not, we do also take it seriously.
She kind of narrows her eyes at you. She has to like look up very high to see you. All right.
If it pleases you, talk to Cyrus if you can. Mother Lydusa, I think it was, has a direct line to him.
As do I,
He can-
unfortunately.
Well, he can vouch for me. And by extension, the rest of us too.
He definitely has a way with words when it comes to bothering us. She says that in a pretty flat tone, but you get the implications that, yeah, Cyrus is just kind of like a brat.
He's just a piece of shit that they have to deal with.
Yeah,
in their
basically.
opinion.
They're tired of his mad shenanigans.
Vanya wishing to also become part of this little group of pisses the Dramphinians off.
Yeah, we're
Well,
gonna make
if-
our own anti-unnature group with blackjack and hookers.
Exactly.
Hey,
With
us
blackjack
number
and
shall
hookers
lords
and
killed.
also a little bit of a nature as a treat.
With blackjack
Us
and
killing-
black coffee.
Listen, our high score 1 on Shadow Lords. Dramphinians 0.
Exactly.
We're winning and
That you
extending
know
the
of.
gap. Well, I haven't seen it here yet.
It ain't on the scoreboard, baby.
We're doing their job better.
Do have a question for you before we go, well, before I go, because I'm leaving this place as soon as I can.
Speak.
Do you have any information on local fiends? Something I can use to help fight them?
Not any particular information that pertains beyond the Black Wild itself. Our job is to contain and control. We are trying to make sure that influence does not spread out further, which makes the Shadow Lord endeavor very frustrating, as it is on the edge, just out of our reach.
Yeah, those big, disingenuously toothy smiles you can give. It's just that, and a, well, bye! And she just wanders out.
She just has like a flat, like, not eyes fully narrowed, but just kind of like in the same expression as you like saw in her art. She just kind of like watching you as you leave.
All but flipping them off as she's walking out. It's not actually happening, but it's felt.
God.
I swear we're better than this, usually.
Alright. Well, the encounter with the Dramphinians went much more smoothly than anticipated. And you all...
Yeah, I thought Vanya was fucking cooked. Not gonna lie.
I helped.
I imagine you all are heading back to the wagons post-haste.
Yep.
Yeah, we're getting the fuck out of here.
When we're like outside and out of earshot, Aspen's just gonna kind of elbow Iggy and just be like, "Yeah, maybe not mid-level, but definitely bureaucrat."
Also, as soon as they're like out of earshot of that, Ski is going to turn to the others and be like, "Demon cores, is that?"
We're
Right,
getting
yes.
rid of them.
We're going to be getting rid of those.
We could throw them
How
off the
exactly
bridge.
do you plan on doing that?
No.
We are not throwing them off the bridge.
They need to be properly
Oh, but they can
disposed of
defend.
and secured.
Weren't we supposed to be getting them to those people, to those very people we just talked to?
I want to keep them.
We're not keeping
Why?
them.
No, but we get our money back off of them.
They're mine.
Okay, superseding your authority on this matter, I do not care if you bought them. These things are terrible little artifacts of horrifying power. We are getting these off our hands. We are not just not prepared to handle them, but we are likely to fuck something up very badly if we try to.
Iggy, it is adorable that you think you can have authority over me.
Well, what are you gonna do with them?
I want to
Personally,
weaponize them.
I think that
No.
something of their capabilities, origins, may be able to open up some useful opportunities for us over in Metalu. Perhaps sway things that may otherwise be on Uthalesh's side over to ours.
I kind of want to fire them from like a giant slingshot or something at the Grand Feral.
Listen,
Can't believe I'm
know there's-
agreeing with a ski on a matter.
No. I'm sorry, but when people say fight fire with fire, all it does is make more fire.
Very
Which is great as long as you have a way, as long as you have a plan to put out the fire.
We're stretching this metaphor a little thin, don't you think?
Are we getting rid of them or are we keeping them?
We're getting rid of them.
Getting rid of them.
I think we should see if they have any use to us in our next encounter. And if they don't, then we can dispose of them.
I think that's agreeable.
One. Only one.
Elaborate on what you mean. I mean, yes, we can. Alright. Oh, God, I hate what I'm about to say. We will give 2 to them, and we will keep 1 in case it proves useful in dealing with something.
No,
I don't
we will
know.
keep all of them, and we will use one in a test the next time we have to fight something big.
No!
We are not keeping these, Aspen.
We might not be. I am.
You can keep one.
No, you don't get to keep any.
And you don't get to tell me what I'm keeping.
Aspen, so help me, Dramfiend, I will report this after I take it from your hands, alright? This is not a matter we are to trifle with.
You know what,
something-
Ignatius? Tell them that this bear has been trying to hold on to these on purpose. While you're at
No.
it, I'm sure they'll love that one.
Listen, if something happens to these orbs that they know that we have, and people get hurt, people get killed, people get turned, we are screwed.
Even if something happens to these things that they don't know about, we may be fucked. We may die in a horrible explosion or whatever. We may get corrupted into god-awful parodies of whatever we are. We are not
We
holding on to this.
may. A million unknowns. We may also need them to cinch the battle with, the incredibly powerful mage.
She
that we're
interrupts
all
Aspen at
getting.
this point and just literally slaps him in the face. Shut up.
We
We are not keeping these.
Oh, contest.
Oh, you're gonna make me roll? Alright.
Oh boy.
Oh, God. It is becoming that picture.
I guess it would be an unarmed strike, but
Tatu Japa, we're so sorry.
that's a hit.
I don't know. Aspen, what's your AC again?
It's made space. I don't have my cloak on at the moment.
9.
It didn't roll a die for it, but whatever.
Yeah, that's fine.
1 plus your strength modifier, so it's just 1.
Yeah, so 19 meets beats. They definitely hit you.
Try that again, and my next strike will not be unarmed.
Let's not do this.
She is at this point actively clutching the sword that she has on her.
Oh, I'm not the idiot that decided to strike a party member.
I'm not the
Party
idiot
member-
who tried to decide to bring all of us in danger.
Party member or not, these demon
You
corps
are-
are not to be fucked with.
is that you are very close to me saying something that you do not want me to say. You need to back down right now.
You want me to chop your fucking head off?
Charlotte is immediately going to press between these two. Enough!
The shortest member of the party.
Yeah, they're still
I'm
making
dense,
eye
I don't-
contact over her.
Can only see the top of her ears in the shot.
That's so funny.
Joe, while this is going on,
Uh-huh.
I want to try and get the box out of the wagon without being seen.
Okay. Stealth check. I have confidence that, yeah.
Well, that like absolutely beats all of our.
Yeah, I don't think
passive
anyone's
that's-
passive is going to notice that.
Even Iset's fast perception is not high enough for that. And like, even if she did notice, she would not stop her.
All right. Yeah, you slip out with the box.
I'm gonna take one out while I'm outside, put it into the bag of holding, and take the box to the checkpoint that we were just at.
Okay. Do you bring it to Mother Ezelo?
Yeah,
She sees you return and is like, back so soon?
momentarily. Have you got another lead line box?
Yes, we can procure one. Why?
You're gonna want I want to keep this box, but inside this box are two of those cores that were talked about.
Oh, right. I'm glad you brought that up. That escaped us in the heat at the moment. I appreciate you returning with them.
And look, I'd rather not be here, but is there any way we can get some sort of monetary response for this? We did pay for these at the end of the day, and
Very well. She takes a moment and has another Drampinian come by with a lead-lined box to transfer them over, and he secures them.
Hey, okay, so I'm just gonna assume that Vanya was able to do this, but the key is on Ignatius.
yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's not open then.
Uh,
I can pick it.
yeah, but
actually.
say it's a DC 20. I think Vanya might be able to pick it.
No.
Ooh.
Passive 21 though, if that matters.
Unfortunately, there's no passive sleight of hand. It's an active skill check. Yeah. You could try a couple more times.
One more, I guess, while she's traveling. Oh, fuck's sake. No.
Closer.
Damn. Yeah. It's like, because if you rolled another natural one, you were gonna break your lockpick off in the lock. Cannot be
Yeah.
able to open it.
It's just been handed over then, wholesale. Just swap box for box, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, they will give you a empty box in exchange. Lead lined, of course.
The key is with Ignatius, but I guess you don't really care about that.
As long as it stays secured. It's lead lined, I assume.
Well, yeah. Anyway, gives a little dismissive sort of two-fingered salute, bags the box, and heads back.
Vanya, thank you.
A small pause and a little nod, but keeps walking.
Alright, back to the argument. So, Charlotte, you are pushing Aset and Aspen apart as best you can.
Listen, it's not worth it if we kill each other over this. Something that could kill us, something that even Holden could have us killed. We're here as Delvers to help save lives, not play with things that could kill us. I know that comes part of the job, but that, whatever's in those, is not great. And personally, I would love to know what one of them. But I think the risks outweigh the benefits.
We're already on very, very thin ice with the Watch in this town, let alone the entirety of Dramfine's paladins. To reveal that, oh yes, we've been keeping these terrible items of power and are tending to throw them around, it's not a good look beyond the other issues that I've already talked about.
We are not getting an entire religious order after us. And yes, she was a pain in the ass. But oh, she would have just reason over something that could kill us.
He showed us mercy in that moment.
And look, we better keep that. We go, kill the Shadow Lord, stick it to her, and then we leave. I'm sorry, Iggy. I fucking hate her.
Oh, I don't like her at all.
Okay, great. So we get handed a powerful weapon. We're all too cowardly to use it. And I learn that absolutely none of you even remotely respect any of my personal rights.
That is not a powerful weapon. That is a dangerous tool that we cannot make use of.
Aspen,
An axe is a tool.
people have said that about offering the Black Rose.
Yes, why don't you go join Laurent in his adventures in Lichdom?
Oh,
You know, that's also a powerful weapon, right?
It sucks that you bought those and we have to take it away. But plain and simple, this is not something to be messed with.
I mean, if you think so much better, why don't you go on your own necromantic exploits?
Okay, you can cut that out. That's.
Getting lectured on why necromancy is bad by the necromancer, that's rich.
Some of us know what they're fucking doing.
Apparently.
Oh my god, I'm agreeing with the necromancer. Sorry, this is just... There's a lot of things going on right now with that. Mike shouldn't have...
No harm done, Ignatius. If anything, I owe you an apology.
Thanks, Aspen. I really do want you to understand. I don't intend this to steal from you or demean you in any way. I consider you a close compatriot of mine. But we just shouldn't mess with these.
I understand it would be nice to have something with great power to help us with our delving and going up against the things we do, but we have to handle things that are more trusted. Unnature will undo us.
I'm going to back down quietly because I was outvoted and the party did actually vote. But Iggy, do not claim authority over me again. And they said, if you strike me again, I will turn you into cattle feed.
I'll be more than happy to take you up on that offer.
Let's just break off for the moment.
We break.
Step away.
Fuck yourself.
Back to your respective wagons.
Yeah, everybody get out of my wagon. Except those that live here.
Vanya, you've returned to the wagons by this point.
Mhm.
Do you slip in
Okay,
quietly?
so- no, she's just gonna walk back in. They're gone now, so we can shut up.
What?
Walks back to the other wagon.
Huh?
Yeah, she went...
Sneaky.
Okay. Resolved.
Excellent. You know, Maya, from the bottom of my heart, thank
Oh,
you.
she's gone. She's not listening to anyone that's been arguing about this.
Oh,
There was an attempt. Yeah, she's gone. She said, they're gone now. We can go. And walked back to the other wagon. She wasn't waiting for a response. She is clearly fucking done with this situation. She
Irish
did-
goodbye.
Yeah, pretty much just walked away. The door opened. She said they're gone. She closed the door and walked.
This is the second tabletop game this week where the party is fighting each other. This is wild. This time it's not my fault.
Iggy
Right,
will
cool.
look
So
around
I've
the
got Iggy
cabin.
saying they're not stealing from you, then the mouse steals from me, and uppity jackal is saying, "Oh, congratulations! Why am I staying here?"
Because you don't want to go back home.
You know, I ask myself the same every day.
Ah, why are you staying here?
Because what
Me?
you
He's a
get
Honestly,
friend.
to do on
I
your
have
own.
tried to be nice to you. I have tried to change my behavior. And I've tried to be less blunt. And the only thing I get almost immediately after attempting to be better to you is you turning around and not only physically assaulting me, but demeaning any ideas or decisions that I would make on my own. Why are you here?
You know what? I've cut you a deal. I'll travel down to Farsor and then I'll take the first shard off of this wagon. That's what you want so badly.
Stop this line of thought.
Don't.
Both of you.
All I wanted was for you to treat me like someone you maybe respect, maybe even like just a little bit. All I ever wanted was to make some friends, and I thought you would be one of those. Is it so much to ask that you might occasionally hear me out, rather than immediately jumping to gun because I say something different or because I say something too blunt, immediately making out that I am too stupid to have any ideas?
Perhaps then you should come up with better ideas. I think I'm done with this conversation.
Perhaps you should actually listen to them instead of immediately jumping to assumptions.
I said I am done with this conversation.
Duh. On that we can agree.
All right. Anything that you have planned for the rest of your day and night?
Preparing my spells, and that is it.
Continue stealth training probably. Has it been 6 days?
Vanya
She
won't
last
be given-
visit Veronica, because if so, she will do that. But that's gonna be for next session because we're like basically at time.
Mm-hmm.
Vanya won't be given the D4 to either because she's not helping anyone right now.
Aspen will be training, and I do, out of character, need to qualify that there are absolutely no hard feelings. That is entirely
Oh
in
yeah, no,
character.
absolutely.
no.
Like out of character, we're fine. Like these two just fucking hate each other.
I'm
Vanya,
not.
It's
used
very
to
good
doing this-
RP. It's just super convincing.
Yeah, I'm not used to doing this heated in character stuff, and I just need to be like, oh my god, Vera, no, please.
Vanya
See, I didn't
is
even get this
sprinting
heated as
fast.
Baldwin.
Whoa! Oh, that 20 on the fucking
nice.
skill check! Yes! She's so pissed! Yes!
This succeed out of spite.
I don't.
Hey,
That
Vanya,
is-
would now be a bad time
Yeah,
for a
stop.
lesson?
Oh, neither lesson is happening for Iggy. He can do it himself.
Understandable.
She is halfway to fucking Li Nang right now. Not actually, but you know.
Emotionally.
Alright, that is 2 successes for Vanya.
I'm
And
shaking.
then
How do you make this
1
fucked up?
for Set. Then that's it. Okay. So, you have a bit of training. You continue further around the shield city, as it were, of Calabil, and get closer towards the edge. You have traveled a decent distance today, so you are not completely able to leave the city just yet, as it is quite vast. It encompasses this entire area, which is very long. So you will get in at least another night's rest before too long.
Jeez, it's like 22 miles across.
Yeah, no, it's wild. Aski, you do get whispers from your shadowy friend. That could have gone so much more worse. But hey, we got a new target out of it.
I was just going to ask if you remembered anything in particular that might be useful to know about Uthalesh.
They are very dangerous and towards mortals in the forms of manipulations. Not through words so much as it is deceptions. You will find it very hard to trust your friends in this situation. I will probably be able to guide you.
We're already lacking in trust.
And it may not be best for us to go so soon. That could be very volatile. Uthalesh could prey on that.
Luckily, we already have another lead in the Beylik.
I'm a little sad the demon cores weren't able to be kept, though. Those could have been useful.
How so?
Oh my god.
Well, your friend Aspen had the right idea. They're quite volatile. They will turn most mortals to dust.
Well, in any case, it seems that they aren't exactly the most uncommon thing around here. For all we know, we may well pick up another one or two before we leave the Batyan for good.
We will have to see. This is exciting. And I think
I
that...
was wondering next when we'd be able to work on your story in particular.
It'll be great pleasure to see Uthalesh squirm. And I think that will be our ending point for the night. So, we will pick it up next week as the party decide what they're going to do as they travel further along the Causeway. And also if they're going to still have mad feelings at each other.
No fighting.
See you
Aspen
guys
just
next
wants
episode.
to be friends.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a very fun one. See y'all next time.
That was scary.
Until next time.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night.